Today we are looking at YouTube channels and we are figuring out different ways that they can monetize, because as a content creator, there's a lot of things that content creators overlook when it comes to monetizing the content that they're putting up on YouTube. And a lot of people also think that when it comes to monetizing your YouTube channel, that you're just kind of stuck with ads and that's it. However, when it comes to YouTube, there are a ton of ways that you can monetize your content. It really just comes down to your know-how or your knowledge of the ways that you can monetize, or your expertise in being able to actually put stuff together, or just your knowledge base or skill sets really on being able to create things that you can monetize from as well, depending on the type of content that you make. But all of those things are factors when it comes to monetizing your YouTube channel. So because of that, today I wanted to talk about all the different ways that you can monetize what it is that you are doing with your YouTube channel. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pulling up channels and we're going to be brainstorming on different ways that they can monetize. Now, when we do this, some channels, it's really easy. I can look at them and I can say, hey, you should be doing this, 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 and this. Other channels, it's a little bit more of a challenge. So when we've done these in the past, one of the things that we occasionally run into is the channel will come up and we'll be like, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure, how to monetize this exactly. And then there's other cases where somebody's like, yeah, there's no way that I can monetize what it is that I'm doing. And we'll pull them up and we'll give them a big list, big laundry list of ways that they can make more money from their YouTube channel. So because of that, in our conversation today, we're just going to be pulling up channels. And, one really cool thing about this is, even if your channel isn't pulled up, because everything's, selected randomly through this giveaway tool that I use, but even if your channel isn't pulled up, if we're looking at other channels, you can also think for yourself in terms of like, hey, if they could monetize using that particular thing, I wonder if there's something like that that I could do with mine. So even if your channel isn't pulled up, you can still get tons of value from this and learn a lot about how content creators monetize, what it is that they're doing. So because of that, cheers. And we are going to go ahead and get into this. So, excuse me. So how this works, if this is your first time here, this is 100% free. And basically how it all goes together is I just put one word or a hashtag, either one, in the chat. And then from there, all you have to do is just pick that word and not pick it, but you just type it into the chat box. And then when you do that, this tool that I'm using is going to collect all of the information there on everybody that's, that's put that word in, and it's going to randomly select someone. So if you want your channel pulled up and you want, you want us to brainstorm on how you can make money, then definitely just make sure that you put that word in, or that hashtag. So in this particular one, the very first one that we are going to do is going to be this hashtag. So if you do that hashtag and then just put make money all as one word, and then it's going to start collecting entries. And then once it collects, a nice handful of entries, just to make sure that everybody here has the opportunity to, put in for it if they want, then I'll hit the draw button and we'll see who actually wins this. Creaky Blinder, what's up, man? Hope you're doing awesome. All Tech Nonstop, hope you are doing great. Welcome to the stream today. Build with Mooney, hope that you are having a great day. Little Crafty Nook. Hey, check this out. Hold on. So while we're waiting for some of those entries to come in, just want you to know that I keep things like this, just so you know. Pet Connection International, what's going on? Hope that you are doing fantastic. Rainbow. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the compliments on the the color grade and the lighting setup. Yeah, so basically this is a pretty simple setup. I'm just using the Sony 5100, I think, is what this one is, and it's got the Sigma 16mm lens on it. It's just going directly out of that into a cam link that gets it into my MacBook. And then that allows me to be able to have it looking like this. And then of course I've got a key light over here. And then I've got a backlight over here, and then another backlight hitting me over on that side, just to kind of light me up a little bit. Doodles ASMR, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. So we're going to go ahead just so we can get into it here, because we're at 60. So we're going to go ahead and just hit the spinner and hit the drum roll here. Do I have a, no? Yeah, I don't think I, no. Nope. Looking for drum rolls. So Shasha Monique Talks is going to be our very first channel that we're going to look at. So we're going to go see what Sasha is doing on her YouTube channel. And we are going to, oops, wrong search box there. So we're going to put that in, and we're going to see, you know, what she can do to monetize based off of the type of content that she does. So right out of the gate, the first thing that I do when I'm looking at channels for this, change the view here real quick so we can fill the screen up. There we go. So the very first thing that I look at when it comes to this is I look here at the channel art. So this is one thing that you always hear people talking about when it comes to your YouTube channel. Even in situations like this, it's helpful because I can look at this and I can be like, okay, she's doing product reviews, laundry detergent reviews, hauls, and lifestyle channel, right? So that gives me insight into different ways that I can help. So right out of the gate, and I'm not sure what she's doing yet, but, or I mean, I'm not sure exactly, you know, what she's doing to monetize currently, but right out of the gate, because she's doing product reviews, this by default opens her up to affiliate marketing. This opens her up to sponsorships. This opens her up possibly to, you know, any type of like a digital product, especially since she's doing things around like house cleaning. Services, probably not, but we'll get into that once we see how she's actually monetizing. But I'm going to go next as part of the next step here. We're going to go and we're going to look in her video description to see, hey, thanks for the super sticker there. I appreciate it. So one of the things that I'm going to do here, and for anybody, this is a quick tip for you. If you are looking for ways that other people in your niche monetize your content, then the first thing you should do is go to other channels like yours, open up a bunch of videos and look in their video descriptions and look for links in their video descriptions, because it doesn't matter if somebody is doing sponsored content. It doesn't matter if they're doing affiliate marketing, if they have their own products or their own services that they offer, they are going to have clues to the ways that they monetize in their video descriptions. Just like if you look in mine right now, if you're a YouTube help channel, you'd be like, okay, well, these are probably things that convert well. That's why they're down here in Nick's description. So they convert well, they're helpful for the community. Some of these are sponsored, some of these are Nick's. And even when you look at those things, you're like, hey, you know, this is something that Nick has. Then if you're somebody that made YouTube help content, you could say, well, heck, maybe I could make one of those. And then, you know, you could offer your own. So, so you always look in the description. So right out of the gate, I can see she's not offering anything in the description for people to be able to purchase on that one. Here, we've got some different things. So she is doing something there. And then here she is doing some Amazon stuff. Okay, so perfect. So right out of the gate, she is checking that affiliate box. So affiliate marketing, for those of you that are not familiar with what it is, affiliate marketing is where you will, and I'm gonna come back to her channel right here in a second. But affiliate marketing is where you sign up for different things. So in some cases, it might be Amazon, maybe you sign up for Walmart, depending on what it is that the type of content that you make, there might be specialized stores around what it is that you do. So for example, if you teach people how to play guitar, then you also have like Sweetwater. If you teach people about video in some way, then you have B&H Photo. All of these types of things, they have affiliate programs. How it works is you sign up as an affiliate, and then when you sign up to their program, then they give you a unique tracking link. And how it works is you put that unique tracking link in your video description. And then if people end up buying something or signing up for something from that link, after they click that link, it gets logged into the website that you actually sent them that traffic, because that link is connected to you. And then if they make a purchase, you get a commission of that purchase, depending on what you're promoting or the place that you are, you know, sending the traffic to. Those commissions could be really big, or, you know, they could be, you know, just a few cents here, a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there. But at the end of the day, across a library of YouTube videos, it can really add up to substantial amounts of money. So because of that, you know, it's definitely one of the ways that you can monetize. But right here, let's see here. Great empties video, taking out the trash. Okay, so this one, this isn't a product review. It looks like this is just something. It looks like here. Maybe it is. Maybe empties is the thing. I'm not sure. But every video description that you have should have, in my opinion, should have some type of affiliate links in it, or some type of thing that people can sign up for or purchase. And the reason that I believe that is because people do look in video descriptions, and if you go ahead and you start putting that stuff in there now, then you're not going to have to backtrack, right? Like as your YouTube channel grows, you're not going to have to backtrack and go hunt down all these videos where you don't have links and add links to them for the ones that are still bringing in views and all that. Like you just go ahead and front load that work, and then you don't even have to worry about it anymore. And those videos can make you money for the entirety of your YouTube career. And even when you step away from YouTube, if you're like, hey, I'm going to go do something else, you can still be generating, revenue from those links. So here, she has the Amazon wish list. I thought that this was an affiliate link, but it's not. So here, this just goes to her wish list. But the next thing that she should do, since she is talking about, different products and services, is she should try to sign up for Amazon's affiliate program. And when she does that, she should put the Amazon, she should put Amazon links to like her favorite products. So since she's talking about, let's go back to her channel real quick. So here she's doing like prescription eyeglasses unboxing. Here she's doing some like cleaning, chemical. Here, some birthday gift stuff. Here we've got, laundry detergents and all that. So what she should do is she should put together like a favorite list of like, 5 or 10 like must-have items. And that particular list should have Amazon links or Walmart links or whatever. And that should be included in every video description that she has, where she's making content, where she's helping people, with cleaning houses or doing like some type of review. Now, an important thing that I want to add to this is right here, you can see she's doing like an eyeglass thing, right? So in this case, since it's eyeglasses and this one's cleaning, there is going to be a little bit of a disconnect. So when you are applying affiliate marketing or really any product, stuff that you're doing with your content, it's really important to make sure that you're considering relevance. So when it comes to relevance, what that means is if somebody's watching a prescription eyeglass unboxing, in that particular case, they're probably not going to be as interested. Here, let me make this bigger. Hey, Walter, what's up? Walter's World, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. So right here, she has this about the detergent or the cleaning solution, and then here she does glasses, right? So in this video, she should link to things on Amazon that are, the glasses that she's unboxing. And she should also link to like glasses cases, maybe glasses cleaners, things like that, just to put together like a little quick list for the people that would look in the description for information about these glasses that she's reviewing. When it comes to this one over here, since it's a cleaning thing, this is where she can link to the actual chemical that she's using to clean. And then she can also link to, mops and, her favorite, cleaning supplies and rags and all that stuff, and people will buy it. And another important side of this is as it relates to Amazon, and not everything is this way, but Amazon specifically, in her case, let's say that here she had affiliate links going to this about the cleaning solution. Let's say somebody ends up clicking on that affiliate link and they land on Amazon, and then instead of buying the cleaning solution, they're like, oh, you know what? I'm actually not going to get that, or maybe I am going to get that, but I'm also going to get some other stuff. It's the holidays, or my, kid's birthday's coming up, or my friend's birthday's coming up. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to shop around a little bit and buy some other stuff. She'll also get commission on the other stuff too, as long as they make that purchase within 24 hours of clicking that link. So it's a pretty easy process, and it can add up, substantially over time. But right out of the gate, in her case, because of the nature of her content, the thing that I would focus on would be that. However, because she is doing cleaning related things, she could also put together like safety checklists, and she could probably find things like this already on like Etsy and places like that, to where she could make her own version of it. Of course, for this, there's going to be some skill sets involved. She's going to need to go to like a graphics website or graphics app or something like that, and figure out how to make her own versions of these. But, she can put together like checklists of sorts for like safety things, like, hey, we can't put these chemicals next to these chemicals, or, here's like a shopping list of some kind, those types of things. And she could offer those as some type of package, to where it's like, hey, download my checklist for everything you have to do in your house. And then when they do that, she could sell those for like $20 a pop, or even $5 a pop, or $10 a pop. She'd have to experiment with pricing to see what people would pay. But then, that would be one other thing that would allow her to make money. Now, as her view counts get bigger, in that particular case, this type of content is also prime for sponsorships and that kind of stuff. But Sasha, you definitely need to get your average view counts up so that a brand can look at what it is that you're doing. Christina Smallhorn in the house. What's up? Doug Houston. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. But basically, what she can do here is, yeah, I lost my train of thought on what I was going to say there. But anyway, the whole idea is affiliate marketing. And then she could also do her own products. And then with sponsorships, that's where I was at. So with this type of content, if you can get your average view counts up to where the companies that would sponsor you could get some type of return on their investment, then in that particular case, then this type of content is prime for sponsorships as well. In terms of the channel itself and, the content and all of that, there's some additional, things there, but that's not what we're talking about today. But a couple things, just as a heads up, I would definitely, work on, the presentation of your content as well, because, when people are watching, this type of content, there's a ton of channels doing this, and your competition's pretty fierce because a lot of people will do this as this type of content as a means of income or a side hustle. And because of that, they'll have nicer cameras, and they'll have their framing better, in terms of, how they're positioned in the frame. So you can see here, like in this particular one, you're kind of looking, up at yourself, things like that. I would just start, I would start watching videos on video production. I would start, watching videos on, photography concepts like framing, rule of thirds, things like that, just to help you present the content a little bit better so that, when people do see it on this thumbnail preview, it just has a little bit of a higher, quality to it. You don't have to, go out and buy cameras and stuff, but you might want to consider maybe some type of very cheap lighting kit or something like that, so that, you can make sure it's not super grainy and stuff like that, even if you are, doing it on your phone, which is perfectly fine to do it on your phone these days, and make sure your audio quality is okay too. But yeah, so on this one, affiliate marketing, some digital products like the, the downloads that I was talking about before. I don't know, you'd have to brainstorm on that one, but when it comes to those, again, checklists and things like that are typically helpful. Technically, once you started getting some average view counts to, be able to drive, enough people to it, it might also be advantageous to put together, some type of, what was the thing I was going to say there? Some type of checklist. Not checklist, but like a ebook, like a thicker or multi-page ebook of, how to get out difficult stains and all these different, types of fabrics, or, how to remove certain stains from hardwood floors, and, things like that, and maybe bundle that up with the checklist or something along those lines. We're brainstorming here, but that's definitely something that I would consider. But the reason that I was talking about the production quality is because, when you're working with companies, of course, your average view counts are going to be an extremely important factor. So one, that will be your step, your next step in, getting those view counts up. And also, when a company comes and they look at your YouTube channel, when you have that presentation together, then it positions you in a better light for those companies that might want to work with you. So it's more of a long play when it comes to upping the quality of everything, compared to, just keeping it how it is. So I would definitely look into video production to try to, just get everything looking a little bit better. And when it comes to your thumbnails, and we're not doing channel reviews today, we're doing this about monetization specifically, but I would also get some apps together. Snapseed, for example, is one. Lightroom is another. Both of those are free. And I would work on white balance and just general color when it comes to your thumbnails, and try to make them pop a little bit as well. And I would make sure that you're always focusing on the actual products. And you're pretty close on the product focus. But here, since you're doing the glasses, a nice zoomed in shot of, the glasses on your face, and then a little arrow pointing to the glasses that would then draw your attention down to, the titles and whatnot. So, so we're going to pull up another one here. So the next one that we are going to look at is going to be for the hashtag we might be able to do this with words, but I'm gonna do a hashtag just to be on the safe side. Any users whose comments includes this text. Okay. Let's do money, right? Let's make it easy. So here we're just on money. This particular one isn't a hashtag. It's just money. So if you just put in the word money, then that should do the trick. Sasha, my pleasure. That's what I do this for. Like, you know, like one thing that I think, like, you've already got like 2,000 subscribers, right? So like you're heading in the right direction. You got people that are into what it is that you're doing. But the next step in your journey, I believe, is, you know, just kind of, you know, getting that whole presentation side of things together. That's going to help you in two ways. One is, you know, if a brand comes and looks at what it is that you're doing, it's going to, you know, make everything that you're doing look better in their eyes, because when companies are working with you, and again, you know, you don't have to do anything like cinematic or fancy, but when companies are working with you, it's also important to remember that you are sort of like a reflection of them, or they are kind of being reflected through your brand. So because of that, when you can, you know, present yourself in that way, then it also kind of adds value to you. But of course, again, you got to work on the view counts. But when you can present things better, it kind of adds value to, you know, to you and your brand. Okay, so let's see here. So we got 75 entries here. And if you're just joining us, basically what we're doing is we're looking at YouTube channels. We're brainstorming on different ways that they can make money. So if I pull up a channel here and it's not yours, just remember that, you know, the tips that I'm giving to the channels that we're going to be looking at, you can also apply these to, you know, what it is that you're doing as well. And hopefully you'll, you know, come away from this with some ideas. I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, so my brain isn't what it should be, but we're working through it. You ever have one of those nights where you just wake up the next morning and you just wake up and you're just ready to go? No matter what you do, you can't go back to sleep. That was my day today. Didn't feel tired or didn't feel groggy or anything. I just woke up ready to roll, but I've been up for a while because it's like 10 p.m. local time here. So we got Sarah Sparkle Yons. And let me go back to here, take these down, put that channel in. And I did it again into Google instead of YouTube. So let's go here into YouTube. Oh, nice. Oh, this is great. Okay, so you got 644 subscribers. Congratulations, you're on your way to 1,000. Let me make this bigger for you here. Okay, so you got 644 subscribers on your way to 1,000. You're clearly doing yarn related, you know, things. You can see that there. You can see it in what it is that you're doing here. This also opens you up on the affiliate side. This also opens you up on the affiliate side, which is fantastic. And depending on what exactly it is that you're doing, this might also open you up for some other things too. So the very first thing I'm going to do here, same thing, 8 days ago. So this is current. I'm going to pop open one of your videos. Okay, so this is ASMR. So if you're doing ASMR, that's a little bit different than teaching people how to do what it is that you're doing. So you can still apply what we're getting ready to talk about. However, keep in mind that the intent that someone might have when they're coming into your content for the highest conversions needs to align with what it is that you're doing. So for example, if you're doing like a product review or you're teaching people, then in that particular case, it's a perfect alignment because the people that are interacting with that are going to be using the stuff. In your particular case, because you're doing the ASMR, it's a little bit different here because they might be coming just to listen to it, right? And they're just going to listen to it and they just want that vibe. And they might not even be interested in yarn in any other capacity outside of just how it sounds. So because of that, you know, applying what I'm getting ready to say to the ASMR stuff is going to be different than if you are talking about, you know, like how, you know, like this one, like you're making this blue, whatever to spin into, you know, yarn, because there, you know, that makes it a little bit more, something that somebody that's into yarn would probably also, you know, be interested in. But let's click into one of these. So I'm going to pick a different one just because of the ASMR nature of the other one. Diamond Stripe Rainbow on Patan's Classic Yarn. Okay. Cool thumbnail. Okay, let's see what you're doing. Mr. Rainbow, and picked up a classic world from Yarn Inspirations. Okay, I love that you're putting yourself on their radar already. That is fantastic. So keep in mind, I'm not sure if they sponsored this in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna guess not yet. But when it comes to this type of thing, like it's cool to tag them because it lets them know if they happen to look in their notifications. In reality, they're at 244,000 subscribers. They're getting a decent amount of views on their videos. So because of that, they're probably getting a lot of comments and also other tags and things like that. So there's a really good chance that they're probably not, aggressively checking their notifications. However, if somebody does, then in that case, it gives them the opportunity to run across what it is that you're doing. So that might open you up, to work with them in the future, or if they actually sell products that, maybe have them sponsor or something. But right here, it looks like you have, nice. You've already got crowdfunding in place, which is a win. You've got some merch in place as well. Let's see what it is that you're offering here in these places. So I love that you're using Spreadshop as well as Redbubble here. Oh, cute. So you got like little stickers going for yarn and all of that. Oh, yeah, this is great. Cute and chunky like my yarn. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so you're doing merch the right way, just so you know. So like a lot of content creators will make their merch like 100% about them, especially if they're new and they just haven't ran across the concepts yet. So this might be helpful for anybody else here that's doing merch. But here in this particular case, they're doing these like fun things. These not so much. Like these are cool designs, but here, make stuff sparkle, like those types of designs, to where you don't have to be a fan of the channel to appreciate this if you're into, like crafting and, those types of things. So your approach to this is perfect. And your stuff looks pretty cool too, just in terms of like the colors and how you put everything together. Nice work on this stuff. Crowdfunding, you've already got that one taken care of, but I do think that you are missing a opportunity when it comes to the affiliate side. And you're going to hear me say that a lot because it's just the low hanging fruit and you can make a boatload of money with affiliate marketing. That's why I always make sure to, bring that up. But like in your case, you're working with colors, you've got these sticks that you're using, you've got the pans that you're using, all of that. So I would definitely, as soon as you can, and Amazon does have, their built-in requirements. But one thing that I would definitely do is I would, make sure that you are applying for their affiliate program. In the meantime, you can apply for Walmart. Their requirements are a little bit less than Amazon's. But as soon as possible, start signing up for some affiliate programs and put together a link list of all of the things that you use to do what it is that you do. That can be, these little tools here. It can be, the specific colors that you use. You might even be able to connect with them directly. So, whoever makes those colors, those dyes that you're using, you might be able to visit their website and you might find out that they have an affiliate program already, and then you can just sign up for them individually, for each product that you're promoting. You can do that as well. But I would definitely get affiliate links here into place so that you can, use that as well. So, you've already got two, technically more. If we count on platform monetization, if we group that into one, then technically, because you're at 644 subscribers, you've hit the 500 requirement there. So not sure what your watch time looks like, but that should get you in at the low tier, quickly. And then from there, you've got merch that you're doing. You've got crowdfunding that you're doing through Ko-Fi, which technically you could also do something like this on Patreon as well for that, like, monthly thing where you can, present content, which it looks like you're doing here already anyway. But yeah, I think the opportunity that you are currently missing is the affiliate links. I would definitely get affiliate links in there. And then from there, if you don't have it already, you might also want to consider, doing some type of like, course or something like that, teaching people how to do what it is that you do. When it comes to courses, some people are weird about that, especially if they're like, hey, I have this free content on YouTube. Why would I put a course together? Structure is why you put a course together, and additional information. So when it comes to YouTube, like the difference when it comes to courses is when it comes to YouTube, you're having to think like audience retention and, grabbing their attention when it first starts and all that. And because of that, it kind of puts limits on what it is that you're doing, because you have to kind of work around some of that in order to make it interesting on YouTube for people that are easily getting distracted. However, when it goes into a course format, totally different thing there, because then you add structure to it. You can take as long as you need to explain the thing. You can have, nicely put together edited versions. And then you can also have really loose versions. Like, hey, if you want to see how long this takes in like real time, then I've got this, video that I've uploaded here where you can check that out too, to where you can offer those types of things. But I think what you're doing here is pretty cool. So, so I would definitely, consider doing some type of course or something around this as well. And then sponsorships, yeah, you'll be able to work on that one later, but you got to get the channel, rolling for that one. And then for like services and things like that, technically, if you don't have one already, here, where's this going? Okay. So another thing that you might want to consider, since you're doing yarn anyway, is having a store of some type of available on like Etsy or something like that, where you actually have things that you make and then you just make them available for sale there. And then that will, give you one other thing to where, with all these things, just as a heads up for everybody here. So when it comes to affiliate marketing, crowdfunding, when it comes to, having like a Patreon or having a store where you're selling physical products, things like that. Some of them will do great. Some of them will not do as well. But the awesome thing about having all of them is that everything adds to the total pie, right? So like some months you might be like, wow, I really crushed it on this, but this didn't do as good as I would hoped. Or everything's crushing and you're making tons of money. Or it'll be like, hey, this thing over here is doing okay, this is doing okay, but this is only bringing in, X amount, but over the course of the year, it still adds up to, like a mortgage payment or, something like that. So as many things as you can add down there into your description for, monetization, it's a win. And once you get into, in your case specifically, once you get into Amazon, they have the option where you can create a store. Here, really quick, let me take this down and I'll show you what I mean. But where you can create a store, Amazon.com. And with that store, there we go. With that store, you can actually like just put together full kits and everything, right? So like you can see here, additional video gear, used lighting, all that stuff. And then I've got like merch over here where it's also available on Amazon, lenses I use, all that stuff. But basically these types of things also open you up to where you can just have one link instead of filling your description up with a whole bunch of stuff. You can just have the one link, and that one link will just send them right to that store, and you can put together all your individual kits, and then they can go in and they can get, whatever it is that they want, or just be nosy and just go explore all the different stuff that you have. And then if they end up getting lost on Amazon and making another purchase, then as long as that happens within 24 hours of you sending them there, then you'll still get a commission, even if they're buying something completely unrelated to what it is that you sent people there for. So I would definitely do all of those things in your case. Also, remember to pin comments. Just a quick heads up there on the channel. I know you're not getting a lot of engagement right now, but you want to go ahead and get those things in place where you recommend another piece of content on your YouTube channel or try to drive people into a playlist. The reason that you want to do that is because you want to start getting into the habit, right? That's number one. But two, you want to do that on your videos now so that as your channel grows, and you have a video take off or several videos take off and people come in and they start binging your content, you just make it that much easier for them to go and find more of your content to watch and keep them not only on YouTube, but also engaging with your content. Okay, let's do another one. So let's see here. Let me take this one down. And we're going to go over to the giveaway tool. Hopefully that was helpful. And as a heads up too, for anybody that I look at your channel, my DMs on Twitter are open. So like if I look at your channel and the things that I mentioned to you during this stream, if you're like, hey, you mentioned this, but I don't really understand what that is or what it means, like whatever. If I've looked at your channel, then you can DM me on Twitter, and then I'll add any like clarity or whatever that I need to in order to help you better navigate that. So let's see here. So next up on the list here, So if you're just joining us, what we're doing is we're looking at channels, and how this all works is I'm going to put in a word here in on my screen in this giveaway tool that I'm using. And then all you have to do is put the same word in your chat. I'm going to show the word here in a second, but you put the same word in your chat. And then when you do that, this system is going to collect them, and then I just randomly pick them out of here. That's the word. Yeah, here's another one too, like best music tools, for example. I don't know if you're doing instruments, just brainstorming while I'm waiting for these numbers to come in here. Like in that case, I don't know if you're doing instruments or if you're doing like plugins or what it is that you're doing. But like, you know, in that particular case, like it's wide open for you too, like on the affiliate side. Even things like, I know Waves plugins, like they have it to where they'll actually give you, you know, plugins as well, which is pretty cool. Saves you money if you make music. Word. Okay, one more as soon as this goes over. Okay, there we go. Okay. Ambitious Noob Gaming. What I'm talking about right here. Ambitious Noob. Okay, let me copy this. Let me go over to YouTube. I'm going to use YouTube search this time instead of Google. Okay, just getting started here. Just a heads up, you know, just getting started. Oh, you got 170 videos. Okay. You're not just getting started. Let's see here. So first off, we know that you are a gaming channel. You're doing open world survival, RPG, and city builders. So in your particular case, when it comes to gaming, one of the things that I would definitely make sure that you do have is either your PC or your, okay, you've got some merch in here. This is good. But like either your PC or your chair that you sit in or the headphones that you're using, you know, that are your gaming headphones, just putting together like a little, you know, affiliate list, affiliate link list of, you know, my gear or the things that I use to game, putting those down there, same exact thing. It's one of those things where that little list is down there. And then if somebody goes down and they're just curious, then they can go and check those out. And in some cases, if you're using cool stuff, then some people will actually buy those things. So it can really help. It can really, you know, help add to the bottom line as people, you know, find those links and then they go over there and make those purchases. Now, keep in mind, right now, you might be thinking like, hey man, I got 56 subscribers. This video that I just published, I've got like 1 view on it so far. So like this stuff isn't, you know, gonna work for me. But one thing I can tell you is you want to implement, and for everybody here, hey Roger, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. For everybody here, you want to implement this stuff now, like especially like if you're just getting started, because the whole idea is as your channel starts picking up steam and as you get better and better and, you know, with the skill sets of putting all this stuff together, as your YouTube channel grows, then your income will grow right along with it. And when you start deploying some of this stuff now, it ensures that you're not going to miss opportunities along the way as your channel starts, you know, getting more attention on the platform. Yeah, they are. Yeah, my hands are like, hey, I want to be in here. I want to be in here, right? But yeah, so right out of the gate, in your particular case, definitely, you know, having some type of, you know, affiliate links in here, if you can. So other things that you can do as well is if you hop on Google and you type in like, you know, gaming affiliate programs. Hey, you know what? Hey, let's just do it. Let's just do it real quick. Let's just do affiliate programs for gamers. 16 best affiliate programs for gamers. And let's see what we got down here. So I guess NVIDIA has an affiliate program. So that's pretty cool. Go pop up there. Green Man Gaming, whatever that is, ads to game. Some of these you got to be careful of because you have to make sure it's not something like shady, like the ads to game. That might be shady, maybe not, but it just has one of those like names that make it sound that way. GameStop, GameFly, Razer for the mice. I thought this was a Razer, but it's not. Yeah, it looks like, you know, Logitech has an affiliate program. Twitch itself has an affiliate program. But yeah, so this is just one quick search that took us like, you know, 5 seconds to do. So if you just explore this a little bit for all of you gamers here, if you explore this a little bit and you start thinking to yourself, okay, so if I'm playing these games, then in that particular case, what's the stuff that I'm using? that I can recommend to other people because I really like it, then in that case, you put that list together of, my equipment or my gear, the things that I use to play, and then you just put that list down there. It can be the controllers that you're using. It can be the headphones that you're using. It can be, if you have like a custom PC, then it can be all the different parts inside of that. But the sky is kind of the limit based on, what it is that you're actually using. So I would definitely make sure that you're adding some of that stuff. And then if possible, like right now, because you're at 56 subscribers, I'm pretty sure that you're not going to qualify for Amazon's affiliate program yet. So once the channel, starts doing better, then I would definitely look into that as well, for the concept of sending people through that link and then possibly making a purchase on something else, if it's that, that thing that you sent them there for or not. But right out of the gate, I would definitely work on the affiliate side. But in your case, I would work on that exclusively right now, and keep doing your merch and work on the affiliate side and just getting one list together that you can just add to your descriptions as you publish new videos, and just work on that while you focus on, the channel side of things. Because, when it comes to the channel, just based on like average view counts and stuff, in order to, make the affiliate side worth it, you're definitely going to have to, get the view counts up a little bit and all of that. But for now, I would still just make sure that you are adding those links as you publish while you're working on, the skill set side of YouTube and, and getting people, more interested in the content. All right, let's do another one. Let's see here. Close that one, refresh this. And we're just going to do this one in real time, guys. You're just going to be able to put it in here right now. It's like, as I put it, let's say this one's going to be bird, because bird is the word, from what I hear. So bird is going to be the thing here on this one. Ambitious Noob Gaming, my pleasure. Yeah, like when it comes to, this stuff, volume is really helpful, right? So while we're waiting for, some entries to come in here to pull up the next channel, some things to think about for everybody here that is wanting to make more money, from your content. If your content type supports it, I'm not going to say your content type, I'm going to say if your audience supports it. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say in this gaming situation, right? So if you are playing games and, oops, let me open YouTube back up. If you're playing games and you have gamers watching your content, then having those links in your description is helpful, right? But the thing that I mentioned before about buyer intent can help you make more money. So when it comes to buyer intent, the idea on the affiliate side is that you consider where you can jump into a possible purchase decision. And then you specifically make videos as part of your content strategy. You specifically make some videos that are targeted at YouTube search for the purpose of generating income. So the whole idea there is, it could be like a review of a controller that you're using or a headset that you're using. It could be, your, gaming setup recommendations. It could be, 10, products that gamers must have, those types of pieces of content, to where it might not be like let's play content or like, where people would watch you play the game, but it would still be relevant to, that particular audience that you're getting in front of. That's kind of the idea. So, when you make that type of content, as long as it's a good fit for your audience, in terms of you can think of something that would apply to your viewers, because everybody here makes different types of content, then hopping in the middle of a purchase decision is great. And to level that up even more, I'm not going to call it a trick, but there's a strategy that a lot of people use when it comes to like product reviews and things, to where they'll do comparisons. And the whole idea with comparisons is that if they make the purchase of one thing, right? Because they're looking for comparison videos, because they're in that moment to where they're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to get that or that. So then they go and they look to see which one is better. And then you just inform them, right? You don't have to actually position one as the better thing. You just inform them on all the positives and negatives of, the particular things that you're reviewing. And you have, let's say it would be like, I don't know, an example, like, let's say it's this Microsoft or this MX Master mouse versus a Razer mouse, right? Then in that case, for people looking for that, when you pop up there, it puts you in it puts you in the winning position there, because if somebody's looking at the comparison between those, then it's likely that they're considering maybe in the future, if not right now, buying one. So they're hopping on YouTube to research it first. And then you're right there saying, this is the positives, this is the negatives. I got links to whichever one you want down in the video description. Then you just doubled your chances of making a sale, because when they go into your video description, they will get the one or they'll get the other, right? So because of that, you just increase the potential for a sale. Oh, Jerry got the MX Master yesterday. Nice. Yeah, these side buttons are great, man. Like when it comes to these side buttons on here, great for like adding like like the cut tool, for example, right here. You can just add that and it's like, bam, cut. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so here we go. Bird's the word. And we've got trying to learn bikes. All right, here we go. Trying to learn bikes. Let's go ahead and pop this up into YouTube here. Okay, trying to learn bikes. Nice, almost 2,000 subscribers. Congratulations. Let's see here. Missed the most important step. Carburetor rebuilds. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, so here you're getting decent view counts. You are helping people solve problems. Yeah, you can ride this to the bank. Pun intended. You ride this to the bank. So with this particular type of content, first, you might have all this in place first. Let me go see what it is that you're doing. But I can tell you right now, you're missing one opportunity. That opportunity is to have something linked right here that people can purchase, or that they can click on to learn more, or something like that. So you can see that I'm seeing this here as a non-subscriber. You can use this area right here to, at the very least, add a trailer and tell people why they should subscribe to your channel, and then adding a auto subscribe link there, or by saying, like, making one video, and this can be a public video or you can make it unlisted, it doesn't matter. But basically, if you have any videos on your channel that are, must have biking accessories, then in that particular case, putting that video right here, and then having one link here that takes them to some type of kit or something like that, or just putting anything there, like, I should see if you're an Amazon affiliate. If you are, then putting a link to your Amazon store right here. So you would have like a little bit of a description, and then a message right there saying, check out, the full list here, on my Amazon store. And then people can click right here directly from your YouTube channel page. But you can use this for all kinds of different stuff. Like if you're a business owner, you can use this, to send people to your, to whatever form you use to collect leads and stuff like that. Just a heads up. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So let's go to your videos tab. Let's pick something recent. 35,000 views 2 months ago. Let's look and see if you've missed any opportunities here. Love that starting whirl that you just did in the video. Woo, that was cool. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, so you don't have any links down here. Okay, so okay, great. Yep. Okay. So in your case, most important step, drop center secret. Okay. Since you are working on bikes, and since I'm sure you're very familiar with, like, the top places for getting, like, bike accessories and getting new gas tanks, things like that, I would definitely turn parts of your description into like little resource blocks. So basically having like your, 10 must-have items for bikers, having like a, just like a, a small list, 5 items or, 10 items, depending on if you can build an Amazon store or not. But the very first thing would be 5 items that are like must-have for bikers. The next thing would be like, your must-have tools for working on bikes. And then underneath that could be safety, related things, stay safe. Here's the, the things that I recommend for, motorcycle safety. And then by doing that, you're adding things down there to where as people see them, it's like, oh, these are the tools that he uses. Cool. Clicks on those. Just out of curiosity or out of, interest to actually buy them. And the same exact thing for the safety stuff and, any accessories that are also like must-haves. I'm I'm going to go look at just some other videos here and see if you have any of this stuff in place on anything else. But yeah, like this one here, right? You got 35,000 views on this. So I know that how you have here, this is like, the most important step, drop center secret, and how to use it. So this is one to where right now, yes, you can go back in time and you can put links in your description. But one thing that's really helpful, and this is a tip for everybody as well, when you have links in your description, letting people know those links are down there is really important. So for example, in this case, where you have, you missed the most important step here in the video saying, yeah, I use these in order to do this. I found these to work the best for, for the job. I've got a link to these down in the description if you want to check them out. Just that quick blurb while you're sitting there, taking the rubber off the tire or whatever, will put it in people's brains like, oh yeah, let me see what's down there. And some people will go down to your description and check out those links. So, so I would definitely, cause you're like 35,000 views 2 months ago, almost 2,000 views 3 months ago. So, you are getting some, decent view counts. So I would definitely make sure that you're getting this stuff in place, because you're literally leaving money on the table by not having that stuff in place. Our motorcycle maintenance, Father's Day tribute. Yeah, even this, right? Like doing the Father's Day tribute, like this is cool. But, if you have people that are interacting with your content that are, motorcycle enthusiasts, then also considering, like if you're trying to earn, additional income from this in addition to ad revenue, then also considering like, hey, Father's Day is coming up. Mother's Day is coming up. Christmas is coming up. Any holidays where gifts are involved, to where you can make like, best Father's Day gifts for motorcycle riders, or something like that. I would actually do a little bit of keyword research. You can use TubeBuddy for that keyword research, or you can just hop right up here and you can go best Father's Day gifts for, right here, best motorcycle gifts for motorcycle riders. So people look for this, right? And anybody here can apply this, best Father's Day gifts for, and then fill in the blank with whatever type of content it is that you have, or really the audience that's watching your content. And then from there, just make a video that would serve that for your audience. And then you can also hop on the trend of people, looking for, gifts for whatever holiday it is that you make those videos. Let's see here. So another thing that, if you can get your view counts to be more consistent, like these two here, and if you can publish on a more regular basis, because, publish cadence is important to brands. So, as your channel's growing, because you are right now, you are stepping into that like micro influencer territory, to where you've got like, like your subscriber count's like 2,000 subscribers, but you've got like 35,000 views on this video, 2,000 views on this video, almost 4,000 on this one, almost 3,000 on this one, 12,000, 10,000. So like, you can get views on your videos. So because of that, you are sliding into that like micro influencer category. You just need to get a little bit more consistent with what it is that you're doing. And as soon as that happens, you might even start wanting to do some outreach to some motorcycle brands as well. Just looking for some like low level sponsorships, just to, get everything started, and to start building the relationships with those companies as your channel grows. I would definitely look into that as well. So like in your particular case so far, ad revenue, of course you're getting that. The affiliate marketing side of things, sponsorships is definitely in your future if you can, put out content a little bit more consistently and get your average view counts a little bit more consistent. In terms of personal products, like once the channel was like, thriving, then in that case, using some of the channel or some of the money that you're making from the channel to make like custom motorcycle accessories and things like that is definitely something to consider. And the reason I like to mention things like that is content creators, especially when they're, getting started, they won't fully understand the power that YouTube can have. And they'll also look at it like, well, I don't really like know much about making accessories, things like that. But there's companies that can help you do those sort of things. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But Daryl Eves, he actually is partnered in one of those companies where they, will partner with YouTube channels that are, that have, good audiences and stuff. But they'll partner with the YouTube channels in order to make custom products. But there's, his company and a bunch of other companies like that as well. So I would definitely, just kind of put that one on the back burner for later. And right now I would just focus on affiliate marketing so you can start to see the power that YouTube has and how it can drive revenue, right? And as soon as you start seeing that, you're going to be like, oh, wow. So I wonder what else I can do, right? So I would definitely start implementing some of those things. See here, digital products, physical products, providing services, merch. Technically, in your case, you could, if you had somebody that was working on something and they just needed some feedback from you, technically, if you wanted to, you could offer that as a service to where you could hop on like a Zoom call with them and they would need to be on their phone. And then with that, basically they would go and they would walk to, like their garage and they'd be like, yeah, I'm trying to, figure this out. What do you think, the problem is here, whatever. And technically, if you wanted to, you could offer, those types of things. Merch you could also do, but I wouldn't worry about that right now. And then crowdfunding, same thing there. I wouldn't worry about the crowdfunding yet. I would wait until like everything was a little bit more consistent before you start doing that. But on the affiliate side, I would get on that ASAP because, when you have these videos that stand out, like keep in mind, like this video right here, it's got 35,000 views now. This one, 3,000 views now, but these are going to just continue getting views over time. So, when you don't implement these things, then you're literally just like there's money to be made and you're just leaving it on the table. So I would definitely start implementing some of that stuff as soon as you possibly can. All right, let's pull up another one. Let's see here. I will go full screen and here we go. So, and same thing with you, man. If you have any questions about any of that stuff, just hit me up on Twitter, just DM. And I'll help you out. I'm not trying to sell you anything like that. Like I'll just help you out. Let's see here. So next up, we've got, since we just looked at the motorcycle channel there, we're just going to put up motorcycle. That's going to be our word. Give a little bit of a long one there. Oops. Let me do that there. There we go. You like the lamp. We've got 46 entries right now. Just waiting for a few more to come in and then I'll hit the spinner. And if you're just joining us, basically what we're doing is we are looking at YouTube channels. This is all free. All you have to do is just put in the word that's on the screen right now. And we'll put it up. Yeah. Yeah. When I looked for the lamp. Yeah. I was like, yeah, what lamp is that? Is there like some lamp back here that they're talking about? Yeah, so for anybody that that I look at their channels, they can definitely DM me on Twitter. All right, homekeeping channel. Here we go. All right. Homekeeping channel helping you clean and organize your home one step at a time. This is another one. This is a like a gold mine, so to speak, when it comes to just being able to monetize here, because here on the affiliate side, you can crush here just by like reviewing products and things like that, which you're probably already doing. Yeah, microcloth starter pack by eCloth. Like you're already bringing attention to this stuff. Hopefully you've got some type of link down here. Hold on, let me check. YouTube chapter, starter pack, subscribe, products used. Okay. So here's another thing to keep in mind. Excuse me. So first off, you are doing crowdfunding here, right? So what this is, just for everybody that doesn't know, just in case you're new to this stuff. So when I say crowdfunding, what I mean is she has something here where people can come that appreciate her content they can come here and they can, drop her, $1, $3, $5, $10, or whatever custom amount they want. And they can just click the support button right there and then kind of contribute to the cause. So there's buymeacoffee.com that you can use for this. There's Ko-Fi that you can use for this. If you want to offer something in exchange, then there you can use like Patreon and those types of services in order to do that. But that's what the crowdfunding is that I'm talking about when I reference that. Hey, and thanks for the shout out here for Creator Mix. Creator Mix, by the way, is our music service for everybody here. If you are looking for music for your videos, you can find it at creatormix.com. That is our service that we put together for creators. And you've got an affiliate link down here going to TubeBuddy. So this kind of stuff is cool, right? Because this is just one thing in case creators, are down in your, descriptions. Then in that particular case, they can see this affiliate link down here and they can click. But keep in mind, if you want to increase the amount of people clicking this, you need context. So here you mention lighting, smartphone rigs, all of that, but you don't mention what TubeBuddy is. So like in this case, it would be like, learn to grow use this to grow your channel faster or something like that. And then you would just have the hyphen and then the direct link there so that the people have context, because the link without context doesn't mean anything. So you need to make sure that you are adding that context. Another thing to keep in mind are the things that are important, because here, this is all stuff for video creators. So this isn't really that important because the people that are actually watching your content, they are people that are into, it's a different crowd, right? There'll be some YouTubers that watch, but it'll be primarily people that are not content creators, civilians is what I call them. But down here, one thing to keep in mind is, and this all comes down to what it is you're trying to do at this point in time. So there's going to be moments in time, depending on, the approach that you take for everybody here when it comes to your YouTube channel, if you're being strategic at all. There's going to be points in time to where you're going to be like, hey, for this quarter, I'm going to focus all of my efforts on like channel growth. So because of that, you make all the content that typically grows the channel. For this quarter, I'm focusing on monetization. And then for there, you're doing all of the things that will drive revenue long-term, right? For this particular quarter, I'm focused on experiments. So I'm just going to be putting out different types of, things for my audience to see what it is they enjoy more, those types of ideas. So in those moments, if you take that approach, in those moments where you're like, yeah, I'm like revenue is the goal right now, things like this, where you have products used, see how you have the YouTube chapters and then you have the products used under that. Swap these out when you're in that season or that time of monetization, where you're like, hey, I'm focusing on monetization. Make sure that you prioritize these links at the top. And the reason for that is, as somebody goes down to the description here, of course, you want people to, be able to quickly find the chapters, but most people are going to end up finding those, right here anyway. But you want to make that available, but you also don't want them to get lost here and not come down here and click on these if they were going to be coming over to here, right? Another thing is you can use, there's a service if you choose to do this. If, with what it is that you're doing, I would. So there's a service called Genius Links. With Genius Links, what you can do is, because right now you're just pushing to Amazon UK, right? I think, confirm, yeah. So you're pushing to Amazon UK right now, which means that anybody that's in the US that's watching your videos and anybody that's in India that's watching your videos, if those products are available there and they click on this link, they're not going to have the option to buy it because it's in the UK store. But if you use Genius Links, then what you do is you sign up for all the different Amazon stores, and then you put the one Genius link here, and then it detects, once the user clicks on that link, it detects where they're coming from and then sends them to the appropriate store with your link still attached, and you still get, full credit. So, so I would definitely consider that, just to open it up to who it is that, is available to purchase your stuff. But the fact that you have, affiliate stuff here and you're doing this is great. Once you get the channel, moving more, then in that case, this is prime for, sponsorships and all of that. So I would definitely, just work really hard on the actual, channel itself. And, in your case too, because this is all cleaning supplies, just keeping in mind that down the road, once the channel is thriving, just consider making, your own stuff, too. Like, like you can make your own micro fiber cleaning costs. There's actually, man, what's her YouTube channel? She's got over 1 million subscribers now, but I did a podcast called The Business of Video with my friend Owen. And there he actually brought in a guest. Man, what was her channel name? I can't remember her channel name, but at the time she had, I think it might've been like 300 or 500,000 subscribers. And she made microfiber cloths and they made them available exclusively through their YouTube channel, or not exclusively, but that's how they brought attention to it. And they ended up making like a very lucrative side business off of their YouTube channel of selling those microfiber cloths. Now they probably sell a bunch of stuff, but at that time, at that conversation, because that was probably like 6 or 7 years ago, they were crushing, like to the tune of like, I think like multiple 6 figures in sales. I'm not sure what their profit was on it, but they were crushing. So just keep in mind that in this type of content, especially you can make your own physical products down the road. When you take the money that you're making from it, reinvest it into the things like that, you do have that option. One thing, must buy flathead. Okay, yeah. So you're doing the thing here. So yes, like the must buy flathead thing. Yeah. So I'm guessing this is all affiliate as well. So another thing to keep in mind here is when you are doing a very specific video like this to where you're like, hey, I'm bringing attention to this thing and I'm using it for revenue. That's where you want to prioritize it, right? Because here, the people that are watching this are like, oh, let me see what this is. And then they come in here and they check this out. And then if they hit your description, they're hitting your description because they want more information on this. So you want to make sure that you prioritize that with this type of content where it's like must buy, right? Or, X things that every home needs, that type of stuff. You want to make sure that you do prioritize those links to those products up at the top, not the very top, but, like as soon as you get past the actual description part, then put these links there so that people can find them easily. Because same thing, you don't want people coming down and getting lost, right? You want them to be able to clearly see the links without getting distracted with other things. So, just putting that block up higher and then maybe even putting in additional space before all the other stuff, just to make sure all the focus goes directly into those links. Fantastic. Let's see here. So in your case, you're doing crowdfunding. You're already doing affiliate marketing, digital products. This is another one where just like the first channel we looked at today, you could also put together like, guides on how to, get certain stains out of your carpet and your hardwood floors and out of clothes and, just using the experience of what you're making here to over time put together like a resource guide of some kind and, package in like checklists and things like that, create it as a PDF, make it sizable to where it looks good on a phone and it looks good on a tablet. And then people can download those and they just have like a quick, checklist on everything is that they're doing. That's definitely something to consider as well. And for that, just so you know, for anybody here, like if you are creating downloadables, a really easy way to do that is if you are, because a lot of people are like, okay, well, I've got the thing. How do I actually make it available? Right. So there's a service that I use for my iPad planner that I have. It's called Send Owl. And with Send Owl, I think it's like, it might be $100 a month. And, or maybe it's either 100 a month or 100 a year. I can't remember off the top of my head. But with that particular service, how it works is I just pay that fee. And then as people go in there to download it, then all I have to do is I set up the payment information, right? Like where the actual payments go to, connect my, PayPal and Stripe account. And then from there, all I do is just upload the PDFs in there. I upload the zip files in there and then people can just go and download them. And then everything is automated and I don't have to do anything from that point. Like once I have it available, the only thing I have to do with that is just update it every year. Just add different calendar dates to it. And then, that just continues to sell, over time. Let's see here. So Eric, really quick, thanks for the super chat. Eric says, Nick, I'm super scared of this new YouTube survey. Sounds like woke discrimination against conservatives and libertarians. Please tell YouTube not to do this. So I'm in no way a part of YouTube's decision-making process. So, like I can't tell them, what to do with their service. But in terms of a survey, so the survey I believe that you're talking about is where people have the option to, and this is more of a conversation for tomorrow's stream, but the survey that he's talking about is where people can choose to opt in to letting YouTube know like their gender and their race and their ethnicity and their all of their different preferences and stuff. And some people, like when I put that information out in the news segment, some of the comments in there were similar to Eric's concerns here, but it's all opt-in. So with it being opt-in, I believe that they're just using it to collect data. Yes, it could be used in other ways, but I think they're just using it to just better understand those communities more so than anything else. So I think that it's mostly going to be harmless. Let's see here. So next up, we've got. Oh, hey, another thing too, really quick. So in your case here on the homekeeping channel, another thing that you might want to consider also, and you can do this for your subscriber video or for the video for people that are not subscribed, is to make some type of video that you put together of like your favorite home cleaning products or something like that, and then putting a direct link here. So since you're an Amazon affiliate, you should also have the option, or you should apply for it if you don't have it yet, to get into their influencer store. And well, actually, you're seven. I'm not sure if they'll let you in yet, but as soon as you get access to that, then making a video here of like the the products that you recommend, and then having that available right here as a link is also something to consider as well. All right, so we're gonna pull up another one here. And I'm just going to put it up on the screen so you can watch me type it in, make this easy for everybody. So here, since we're using StreamYard for this, we're just going to put StreamYard. And because I have to do disclaimers and stuff, so just as a reminder, I'm sponsored by StreamYard. That's not why I'm using this. I'm using it because we're using the tool, and this content isn't sponsored by them. But I have to make those disclosures now these days. Okay, wait until we hit about 50, and then I'll pull it. We're at 45. Also, if you are enjoying this stream so far, if you're getting any type of value from it, make sure you hit the thumbs up as well. Okay, draw. Here we go. Here we go. Random lifestyle vlog. Here we go. I love in your channel name. You're like, yeah, totally random. Okay, so hopefully this is you. Okay, random lifestyle vlog, cosmetics, lifestyle, beauty, new videos every week. Subscribe for updates. Okay, 2,000 subscribers, almost 3. Fantastic. Let me see what you're offering here. This is another thing. So really quick, for those of you that are, for those of you that research other channels in your niche to figure out exactly how they monetize, you want to look for things like this too. In addition to looking in their descriptions, if you look up here, that can also lead you into a lot of information about, about the creator and what they offer. So I'm just looking here to see if there's anything obvious. Yes, this looks like more just links to video content than anything else. Now you got to support the channel here. You got merchandise. Okay, so this one's a direct PayPal. And then you have TubeBuddy in here as the as part of their affiliate program. So that's good too. Okay. Oh, I like that subscribe button up there. Didn't know they did that. Okay, so next up here, as we go down the page, let's see how she is currently monetizing. Advent calendar, new fragrances. We're going to look at this and we're going to look at this. Okay. So let's see. So it's an ad. So you're getting sponsored already. Interesting. The first 23 purchase my honest review. Are they worth buying? So just a heads up, if you so in terms of disclosures, hold on. Okay, you're already doing it down here. Okay. So just a heads up, like if it's an affiliate relationship, you don't have to put an ad there. If it is a sponsored, then you do. So having the thing for affiliate, that's fine, but the ad side, because it's not an ad, basically you're making content, spreading awareness about stuff, and you were not paid in advance to do it, and you didn't get anything in exchange in order to do it. So because of that, you don't have to put that ad there. If you want to just keep it there for safety, feel free. But that's not a requirement. Okay, and you've got your Amazon shop. Fantastic. Oh yeah, great. Okay, so already, just as a heads up, I would definitely fill this out more, because currently you just have the one thing right here that they can get for this. So go and spend just like an hour and put together like kits on here for, let's see here, what are you doing? You're doing fragrances. You're doing some makeup stuff. Beauty box. Makeup. Okay. So then, yeah, like putting together like little kits of like, different makeup stuff that you recommend, maybe like a high tier makeup. Like, hey, this is like my high end makeup recommendations. This is my mid tier. This is my mid tier recommendations. And then this is my low tier recommendation, or my budget, makeup recommendations, because the idea is that when people are clicking on this, they're going to go there, right? And when they go there, of course, if they explore more and they make a purchase, like, you're still going to win there. But you also want to kind of lead people into stuff. So if people are watching your videos, and they're watching your videos so they get insights on, these, different products, then when they come over here to look at this product specifically, and then they also see these different kits that you have available here and things that you recommend, the people that like you, your viewers, they'll be like, oh, I wonder what she recommends on the high tier side. And then they'll check that out. And then they'll be like, oh, I wonder what she has in the mid tier. I wonder what she has in the low tier. And they'll just check them out just out of curiosity, because it's kind of like window shopping, and just out of curiosity, like, hey, what does she recommend? Right. So they will, check those things out, and that can lead them into making a purchase that they might not have made when they come in just for, that. Right. So because of that, it just opens you up a little bit more. In addition to the products that long live StreamYard. That was one of those examples where, first off, make sure everybody can hear me still. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm good now. Let me double check. Let me go to my channel real quick. Okay. Yep. We're good. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, long live StreamYard right there. Woo! That was good. So my laptop, basically I took my laptop out today. I'm just doing it in the backpack, and had it out with me. And I had the power adapter in there. So I had this plugged in and running all of this. And it's also like running my monitor, right? Like it's powering all this stuff. And I was doing all that off a battery on a small MacBook Pro. So I had to grab the charger and put that together real quick. But yeah, long live StreamYard. So okay, so let's get back to it here. Present, share screen, window, and here, boom. So yeah, so another thing that I would do in your case is I would also put together actual, like, brushes and, like, I don't know all the stuff that goes into putting makeup on, but putting together, like, kits of like the actual like brushes and things like that you recommend, but basically just filling this out to give people other options of things they can explore. And by doing that, it's going to give you more opportunities to bring attention to more stuff that you can, potentially make money off of. But also, when they go in and they're, looking at all of those things, it can also kind of, give them time to, just kind of spark some ideas and then start thinking like, oh yeah, let me go up here and look to see if, this is available, or see if they're running sales on this, or to see, whatever. So, so hopefully that helps. Let's see here. So next, okay, so you're doing the affiliate thing. I would also here, link another playlist. This is good because, this keeps you on YouTube, or keeps them on YouTube. But you have the affiliate links going out here as well, which is good. I wouldn't push these down like this far down. I would just give it like a nice little comfortable break, maybe to here, and then have them go from there. Because for a minute when I was first running down the page, I thought it kind of ended here until I kept scrolling. So I would definitely move those up just a smidge. But yeah, like you're doing the stuff. So like, you've got all of this, so where people can donate directly. You have your merch in here already. You say give thanks via the button under my video, where, they can give the thanks there, which is great. You're doing affiliate marketing already, in a bunch of, different versions. And you've even opened yourself up for sponsorship. So yeah, you're crushing. So just really the main thing that I would do in your particular case is I would, our main affiliate platforms are LTK, A1, and LTA Lifestyle. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Like whatever the, the primary things are, definitely a win there. And definitely, keep promoting those. It's just the whole idea that I was saying with putting the kits together on Amazon is for the people that click on that link, right? So that, if you're going to be sending them there anyway, just go ahead and get some of that stuff flushed out. So it gives them more, options to explore and more things that they might want to purchase. But yeah, like you're doing the right things here. And you're also, prioritizing the, the affiliate links up here. So I'm guessing you're in that, monetization season, which is cool. So you've got all of that covered. So yeah, really, like you're crushing. Physical products, providing services, merch, crowdfunding, sponsorships. Yeah. So I think you're pretty buttoned up. Just a couple of things that I would do. The very first one is Amazon, of course, and then the next. And I'm just going to look at your content here. Yeah, you've even got something going here, which is awesome. References, which ones are worth buying? Yeah, even the content that you're making, like everything about what it is that you're doing, you're heading in the right direction. So even, you're doing like these unboxings and you're doing like new fragrances, which ones are worth buying. So then it's like, oh, I'm thinking of buying fragrances. What one should I be checking out? Like, yeah, like you're hitting it across the board. So you're doing great there. When it comes to the merch, something that's helpful, just to answer your question there. When it comes to merch, in your particular case, because you're doing the makeup stuff, one of the things that I would make sure that you are doing as it relates to merch is just thinking of things that your particular audience, maybe you're going to have to break that down by, demographics and all of that, but basically your particular audience, things that they might find, kind of funny or something like that to buy a shirt for. And then of course, if you have like your own logos and stuff, you can put it there. But in your case, I would think that merch will probably be the lowest performing thing on your channel, because what it is that you're doing here by, bringing attention to like all of these things and all of that, you're definitely going to build a community here, and you're going to build a lot of people that like and trust you. However, it's a different type of viewer that, that gets merch. Um, um, you'll have them, but in terms of volume compared to everything else, that's what I'm trying to express. So like the affiliate side for you, in my opinion, I think that's going to be your cash cow over time, is the affiliate side. One thing that you might want to consider doing as well, if they have these available, and I'm not sure if they do, because, I'm not, well versed in makeup, but like when it comes to marketing anything as an affiliate, finding things that are recurring is a fast track to large amounts of money. And what I mean by that, for anybody that doesn't know about like affiliate marketing, so recurring is anything that's subscription based, and anything where you have content that you can publish that drives people into something that's subscription based to where they pay over time, then you can make a lot of money from one video, right? Because it compounds over time with people finding that from all your different videos. But even from that one video, because that person goes in and they become a customer, and then they could stay a customer for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. So one thing that I would definitely look for is if there is some type of like, gift boxes, and this is kind of what got this idea going in my brain, but some type of like subscription boxes, or, subscription gift boxes, or anything like that, that would be subscription based, based on things that people need for, for makeup. But when it comes to merch, again, like in your case, I would have it available. So like super fans and stuff, so they can get it. I would try to come up with things that might be, clever for, your audience, as it relates to makeup. But I think in your case, because you don't even have a logo or anything, at least that I'm seeing here. So because of that, like you can't even like really put a logo on there. So it kind of, limits you a little bit. So I would definitely come up with a logo if you are going to put it on merch, just for the sake of having that available. So the people that are the most interested, so that they do have something to that they can get there. Diane says, I'm burning out before I'm even making any money. Yeah, here's the thing with YouTube. Like it's tough. Like it's like it's much different than it used to be. Like these days, when you come onto YouTube, if you're wanting to generate revenue from it, like you have to come to play. And what I mean by that is you have to like learn about the things that we're talking about today, but you also have to learn about not just the things that we're talking about, but content that can lead people into the things that we're talking about. And you have to go through, the process of even learning how to get people to respond to the content in the first place, right? So with all of this, there's a humongous learning curve. So what I would encourage you to do is just pace yourself, and just try to learn as much as you can. And by learn, I don't necessarily mean just watching like how to grow on YouTube videos. I mean like watching videos on like video production, watching videos on like affiliate marketing, watching videos on like sales, watching videos on design, so you can make better thumbnails, watching videos on public speaking, so you can learn some of the nuance there. Learning all of those things. I would definitely spend a chunk of time every week just to dedicated learning for that. And then another chunk of time to like literal application of those things that you learn. And then that process of learning the skills behind everything will get you into a position to where you are, to where, like the views are coming in and all that stuff. And when it's more rewarding like that, it's easier. When it's more rewarding like that, it's easier to, not get as burned out. Because like if you are publishing and it's not like going great yet, then in that case, it's like, man, I'm not making any money yet. I'm putting in all this effort. Nothing's, going the way that I want it to at this moment in time. And like, it just kind of makes it like the light at the end of the tunnel a lot more dim. But when you work on the skill set side of things, and you are like, okay, now, I'm able to make my thumbnails look better. I'm able to draw more attention to the things that I'm intentionally trying to draw attention to in the thumbnails. People are now responding to my thumbnails and titles better, because I'm also learning how to write better titles, because I'm watching videos on like copywriting and reading blogs and articles on copywriting. When you start going through all those processes, the next thing you know is it's like, 6 months later, and then like everything's going better. And then, hopefully, you'll be making money by that time. But other little details too is like on the affiliate side. And there's a question that came in here. I saw it before everything crashed over here on my end. And the question was, what? Here it is, from Mini Scenes GB. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Says, what's the minimum requirements for Amazon Influencer Program? Amazon Influencer Program requirements. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, I know they changed it at one point. This come from influence paid. How can I join the program? See if you qualify. Yeah, at one time it was up to like 5,000 followers, but I'm thinking they lowered that. Take this down while I just do a quick look here. And this is for the Amazon Influencer Program. So that's different than, okay. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, and I'm not 100% sure if this is current, but they're saying here that it doesn't, they don't specify. So basically you can apply and then they'll take you, they'll take you or they won't, is what it looks like. And that's what it said on their page too. So I'll just drop this link in here in the chat. And then for anybody that's interested in that, you can go check that out and just apply. The worst that's going to happen is they're going to tell you no, and then you can just come and apply, you know, again, some other time. So, so what's going to happen, and this is a really important part of all of this. So when you're applying for things like this, right, you have to look at it from the lens of the companies that you're applying at. So here in this example, right, for anybody that's going to click on that link and they're going to go and they're going to apply to the Amazon Influencer Program, there's going to be somebody at Amazon that's going to go and look and see what it is that you're doing. So if they look in everything on your channel, and I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying anybody here is in this situation, but I'm just, you know, giving you some food for thought here. If you apply and they go and look at your content and they see that you're publishing videos that make sense for their program in terms of like, you know, reviews and comparisons and, you know, lists of, you know, recommendations, that kind of stuff, then in that particular case, like, oh, hey, this is a good fit. Level it up by having content that like looks good, sounds good, all of that. Level it up, you know, again, because they know that, you know, people respond to, you know, certain types of content. So you need to make sure that you are presenting everything in a way to where when, you know, somebody's looking at it, when you're going through like one of these application processes, to where when they look at it, they're like, oh yeah, we did. Yep. Okay. Like they just look at your channel page without even like looking at any content. And they're like, okay, yeah, yep, this is, yeah, definitely. We're going to let them in. Right. So, so just make sure you keep those types of things in mind too. But yeah, so back to random lifestyle vlog. So sorry we got sidetracked with my computer issue there. But yeah, like in your case, really, you're doing most of the, you know, most of the options here in terms of, you know, the things that we listed out earlier. I would definitely put, you know, your own personal products on like on the list for like things that you're going to do down the road. But you know, that might not even be something you're interested in. You might just be like, hey, I'm just going to do the affiliate side just because it's more passive. I don't have to control inventory, anything like that. And then sponsorships are also going to be a win for you down the road as well. But, you know, this is one of those cases where you've got, you know, same thing where you've got like, you know, almost 3,000 subscribers. And, you know, with the average view counts, you know, I would definitely, you know, work on that side of things as well. And just because, you know, I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't mention this. Another thing that I would recommend that you start experimenting with right away is your thumbnails. So like here, right? So you have here empties and declutter, and then you have June 2023. So right out of the gate, we're in July right now. So this content is now dated in terms of like, okay, well, this doesn't even apply right now, right? So at the very least, I would remove that from your thumbnail. I would do that for anything that has a date on it. Like the 2023 is fine, but you're gonna have to go back and change all those things up again. Using titles for that instead of the thumbnail for the year is advantageous. And I'm just saying this from experience because I've been through this too. I still have thumbnails on my channel from like 2018 because I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to make a whole other thumbnail for that. But when you burn it into the thumbnail like that, it's a much bigger job to go in and change that out, you know, later, because what you're saying here, like you have like new fragrances 2023, which ones are worth it, but down the road, and you want to think about this. This is another tip, just from experience as well. When you're making content like this, think about it like, okay, this is going to live on YouTube forever. So because of that, yes, I'm going to have the title around 2023, but instead of saying 2023 in my video, I'm going to say this year, or I'm going to say right now, or, you know, for this season, or like whatever the thing is. In that way, it leaves it from the outside as more neutral, right? To where it's like, hey, you know, which fragrances are worth it, right? And then in the video, if you don't lock it into those things, hey, you know, yeah, we're going to be talking about, you know, the best fragrances for 2023. Then in that case, if you don't say that, if you're like, hey, best fragrances this year, then that content can be good forever. And then that makes it accessible. So then when people go in, and then for the people that are like, oh, wait a minute, this is like, you know, 4 years old, then for those people, they're already in, they're already engaged. So then there, what you can do is when you do like update videos for the new year and all of that, then you can go into the pinned comments, the end screen, maybe you can use YouTube cards for it as well. And you can use these videos because they would still be gaining activity to drive people to the more current stuff, right? And then another thing that helps with this is like here, how you have 2023 in your title is when 2024 comes, this instantly becomes irrelevant. But what you can do is you can go, when you go into your content tab in YouTube, they have a search bar where you can search your channel, and you can just type in 2023 and it's going to list all the videos that say 2023 in the title, pop them all open, and then just rewrite those titles to make them something more compelling and more evergreen. So just a little tip there in terms of making the content that you are putting together more profitable long-term is what I'm going for there. So hopefully that makes sense. And one more thing as well is when it comes to your thumbnails here, you have new fragrances, hit or miss, and then you, but there's no fragrances here, right? So in order for people to get this, they're going to have to actually read it versus you having like a bottle of perfume or, you know, something like that, that was nice and big here. I would definitely just start experimenting with some of that stuff in your thumbnails, because using text can be effective, but using imagery can also be effective. And sometimes text can take away or make it to where the concept of the video is being obstructed because you're focused on the text bringing attention to it and not the objects that they're going to see in the thumbnail at a glance, right? So, so like in this one, when you remove that June 2023, I would also like make this bigger, right? Because if this stuff in here is what it is that you're talking about, then in that particular case, you want people to see that as the thing, because that's going to be the thing that they're thinking about. In addition to that, also consider experimenting with, because here you have like declutter. I don't know if that, like, I know the concept of declutter, but I saw empties on the other channel that I looked at, the first one that we looked at. So like in your case specifically here, I'm assuming that empties is a brand, but I'm not sure about if there's also a brand called declutter or not, or if you're just using the word like using empties to declutter is the concept there. But if declutter is the option, I also would recommend that you experiment with, if you have not done this yet, just a split screen thumbnail, to where on one side you have just a messy mess, right? And then on the other side, you just have nice and clean. Those thumbnails are incredibly effective on YouTube because it shows, hey, this is the, this is the one side, and then this is the other side, right? Or like this is the before and after, essentially is what you're going for. Those are extremely effective on YouTube because it tells the story right away. And then all they have to do to figure out exactly how it's put all together is to look at the, is to look at the actual video content itself. Yeah, but the idea with the thumbnails really quick is just to make sure that you experiment with just focusing on the products themselves. Because doing that, can help bring attention to it. I would experiment with it and just see if you get a better response. Because right here, like having people in the thumbnail definitely grabs attention, all of that. But you're focusing more on text and on you than you are a lot of the products that you are talking about. So I'd definitely put more emphasis on the products. All right, let's pull up another channel. A lot of content is monthly subscription boxes. Nice. So you're doing recurring stuff too. Okay. So in that particular case, if it's a monthly subscription box and it's an unboxing, then that would make sense. And you're kind of like stuck with that. So then that would also come down to, considering like, depending on your goals for the channel. If you're like, hey, I want to, make as much money from this as possible, then considering like, okay, well, I'm doing these monthly unboxing videos that are only giving me a shelf life of a month. And that's if I get it on the first of the month of every month, then I've only got a shelf life of a month, maybe month and a half on these. So just considering as part of your content strategy to help you grow the channel, of thinking like, hey, I need to add in a lot of evergreen content as well. So if I'm going to be doing these monthly unboxings and those are going to have like a fall off with them or a limited lifespan, then I'm also going to make some evergreen content so that I can have videos on the channel that are continually bringing in viewers over time, regardless of, if they're watching it today or if they're watching it, 5 years from now, it's still going to be relevant and it's still going to be, a pathway into me and what it is. All right, let's see here. So next up on our list, I love it when creators, like in her case, when they're like doing all the stuff, right? Absolutely love it. Because then it just comes down to like minor, optimization things. But I absolutely love that. Okay, another bird is our thing today here. So your rainbow says, will you have so hype? You think you can teach this stuff, then you look at your numbers and realize you need to keep learning. Thanks, Uncle Nick. Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, with this stuff, just comes from experience. And, keep in mind, before I came on YouTube, I had, some experience with like internet marketing and, that kind of stuff too. So, like all of that, like it's like it's just experience. Yeah. What's cool is, like when it comes to this stuff, like in like next month will be my milestone of sending $1 million in sales just to TubeBuddy. Next month is gonna be my milestone for that. So in terms of like the power of like affiliate marketing and what it can generate, yeah, it's insane. Is the EOS Canon Rebel T10? I bought it for my 14th birthday. Yeah, like those types of cameras are fine. Like whatever it is that you have to help you get started is what you should do, right? Because like when it comes to when it comes to this whole entire process, it's like use what you can or use what you have to, and then as soon as you're like, you know what, this isn't the quality that I want. If that's you might not run into that. That camera might give you exactly what it is that you're looking for. But if you're like, oh, I want things to be a little bit sharper, or I want things to be a little bit clearer, or I want, a little bit more blur or like whatever, then in that case, you might need to make some changes. But, starting with what you have, even, if it's your phone, like, content creators are, making channels and doing awesome just on their phones. I have a video on my channel of a friend here in Thailand. He got 100,000 subscribers in 10 months, vlogging on his phone here. I thought streams were Saturday. Yeah. So first, welcome to the channel. If you're new. So when it comes to the streams, we do those on Saturday. So tomorrow, my brother and I will be streaming at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's a different stream where I'm answering questions. This stream is specifically just helping content creators brainstorm on different ways they can make money. And thanks for the congratulatory messages. Yeah, my pleasure. Random lifestyle vlog. Oh, you can't get a different one. Oh, you can't get one until you're 15. Okay. Hang in there. You'll get there. Okay, so we got another bird. We're at 60. Let's draw, see where we're at. Tori's brain. All right, Tori. We're coming for you. All right, see what you got. Okay, so Tori's brain entertainment channel, comedy, brain games, and live reactions. Okay, interesting. So, so you're at 1.4, 400 videos. Support the channel. What does this one go to? And we've got this. Just kind of seeing what you're offering here. Oh, okay, so that's Cash App, and then waiting for this one to load, and then your website. Okay, cool. Games, get in touch. Find here. Oh, so I think you're building this now. Okay, good. So you have a way for people to get in touch. Fantastic. Definitely need to finish this up. You have like the example email and stuff in there. But yeah, you're heading in that direction. So that's a win. Excuse me. So let's see what you got. Okay, Brain Games is the best. Neckbone News is a mess. Brain Games is a mess. Afternoon Brain Games. Neckbone News is hilarious. Okay, so let's go into the Brain Games first. And let's just see what it is that you're currently doing. Oh, that looks fun. Okay, so you have crowdfunding in place. You have a Canva affiliate program. So just as a heads up, you may or may not know this, but Canva is taking away affiliate for content creators who have less than 5,000 subscribers, and affiliates, even if you have more than 5,000 subscribers, if you do not make a dedicated video about them every month, then they're also removing you from the affiliate program. So just as a heads up there, that's what's going on with Canva right now. So just as a reminder to everybody, like they are not supporting, you know, small content creators, people that are just getting started. So keep that in mind when you're deciding what services to use to, you know, help you get your journey going. And then here we've got the live streaming service that you use. So you're using Ecamm, and you got a link to that as well. So that's cool. So one thing to think about is, like in your case, right? Like if you are doing like brain games and stuff, the people that are watching your videos are going to be more people that are into like this type of thing, not necessarily like live streamers and, you know, people that are doing that would be using Canva for stuff. So when it comes to these types of things converting the most, one of the things that is extremely helpful is thinking about, okay, who's watching my videos, right? What type of stuff are they interested in? What are they coming to me for with my videos? So here, excuse me, if they're doing these brain games, I'm not sure exactly, you know, what it is. Here is words on stream, how to play. Yeah, so here, I'm not sure what you have available for the affiliate side of things. I'm not sure if you have, you know, games that you can link out to. Let's see. Brain game affiliate programs. Got Brain Trainer. Okay, so this is okay, gaming. Okay, let's see what Brain Trainer is. So another thing that I need to disclose here is just as a heads up, when you are promoting something as an affiliate, you also have to do some, you know, a little bit of research to make sure that whatever it is that you're promoting is something that's like legitimate. They don't have like, you know, a bad reputation, those sorts of things. Two reasons for that. One is because you have to be compliant with YouTube. Two is if you recommend things to people and they go and they have a bad experience, they're never going to take your recommendation again. But if you recommend things to people and they're like, wow, that was pretty cool, and then you recommend something else, they're like, oh wow, yeah, that was super great, thank you. And then you recommend something else and they're like, wow, this is great, then they're gonna keep taking your recommendations. But if you recommend one thing and they're like, oh yeah, that definitely was not what I expected that to be, then next time you recommend something, they're gonna be like, I don't know, right? So just keep that in mind. But right here, right, we got braintrainer.com, and it looks like the thing that they actually do, resource for trainers, library. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they do, but like I would research like this sort of thing and see like, okay, is there anything here that I can, you know, do? So if there's anything, affiliate program. Okay, so here's an affiliate program for a memory game for Android. Yep, I'm a human. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't go into this one because this is more of like a I wouldn't do that one. That's one of the things, like, you want to be really careful about like ClickBank and things like that, because those things can be seen as like shady. And if you're linking to shady things, then you can get copyright, not copyright, I'm sorry, but you can get community guidelines strikes for shady stuff. So you just got to be careful. But yeah, I would hop on Google, look for anything related to, brain, memory, games, anything like that, and see if you can, find any type of affiliate program for that, to, just have something that would be relevant to the people that are interacting with the content. So if they're doing this for like brain games and stuff to keep themselves sharp, then in that case, when you have those types of things available in your description, then you are giving yourself the opportunity to present them with something that is something that they'll, actually use more so than like, Canva, as an example. You're doing the crowdfunding. If you can find something as an affiliate, that would be a win. On sponsorships, I'm certain that down the road, once your average view counts get a little bit higher, I'm certain that down the road, you'll probably have app companies reaching out to you for sponsorships for, some of this stuff to bring attention to some of their apps. So I would definitely, consider that for down the road. So, get a media kit together and be kind of prepared for that. You could do merch. It probably wouldn't be huge, but you've got your little cartoon guy that you could do. You could also talk about, anything related to, mental games or mental clarity, I guess, if that's what it is that these games are here. That's also something to, think about. But another thing I just want to bring to your attention really quick, unrelated to the money side, is when you look at this, you have like Brain Games is live from, Neckbonia. So here, I mean, you have Brain Games here, but like the focus is on you. And then you have like this little mascot here. But the thing that would probably stand out the most to people to pull them into this content is this brain game thing, to where it helps them identify that it's some type of brain game. I would definitely just consider experimenting some of your thumbnails with less emphasis on you and more emphasis on brain games, or cancel out the mascot, because right now you basically have like 3 objects competing with each other here. And there's just no real clear focus to actually pull you into something. So like you can grab their attention, like, hey, what's this guy in the cowboy hat? But then next to that, just having brain games like real big here is definitely something that I'd experiment with some of the thumbnails, just to see if you get a better response there. Because there, you're at least making it bigger and clear what's going on. And the reason that this is important, in like a mobile feed, like on a homepage, this is fine. When the browser is at the normal size, which I think is right here, you can see how small like some of this stuff is. And then if you go from there, and then let's just kind of click in here real quick. And then you look at the size of the suggested video thumbnails, like the part about brain games, you can see how small that is on this particular thumbnail right here, and how difficult that is to stand out, right? In contrast, if you look at my thumbnail here, make money really big when it's small, right? That's mine. If you look here at this title masterclass here from Jay Klaus, you can see how big that stands out, right? When it's small there. And the focus, because of this red, I believe that they're kind of overdoing it with this red bar here. But like with this red play button and this yellow masterclass, it pulls the attention to title masterclass. He's a part of it, right? But the title masterclass is the actual star of that thumbnail, right? It pulls your attention. So just keep in mind, like if you're trying to get people to click, you want to make sure that everything that you're doing is just easy to glance at and understand. That's the goal. A little quick side tip for you there. But yeah, so in your particular case, I would definitely get that together. And I'm just going to look here to see if there is anything that you are promoting. I'll zoom this back in too for everybody. Okay, the same things here. Yeah, so I would start looking around. You're doing affiliate stuff, so that's great. Like you're heading in that right direction. But I would just experiment with putting different stuff down there, or keep this stuff, like leave this stuff, but then also add just some things, related to things that people might be coming to your content for, for the people that are interacting with what it is that you're doing. If you do that, you'll get better conversions on everything it is. But yeah, like in your case, I think sponsorships are going to be in your future if you can get the channel up to some higher consistent view counts. The affiliate side of things, just making something that's a little bit more clear for your audience. In terms of like digital products, down the road, once the channel starts, creating more income, then in that case, reinvesting some of that income to maybe, make your own games that you can, bring attention to. That kind of stuff is definitely something that you might want to consider as well in the future, because then that just gives you, more stuff to bring attention to. And by that time, hopefully you'll have like an audience in place and, all of that. The merch, you could definitely do that because of your mascot. But if there are things that you are doing with your content that, because you mentioned that you do comedy. So if you're doing comedy, then that means you're probably funny. So, just coming up with just some clever shirts that, your crowd might enjoy. Have some of your logo stuff, but then have some stuff that's just stuff that they can buy to where it's not promoting you if they buy it. Then in that case, that can give you just more stuff to give yourself that opportunity with merch. Machine and Microwave says, thanks for the Amazon Influencer Program tip. I was approved in 5 minutes. Oh, fantastic. Did this just happen? Huh, nice. Congratulations. So that worked. And then is Genius Links worthwhile for link localization? Now Amazon's one link is fixed. So yeah, you can use either one. So when it comes to Amazon's one link, I actually don't know too much about Amazon's one link because I've always just kind of defaulted over into Genius Links for that kind of stuff. So I would definitely, if Amazon's one link to where it'll just send to whatever store, if that is solid, then in that case, yeah, that's totally fine. But if you look around and you see that people are having any issues with that, then in that case, I would definitely yeah. So when it comes to Amazon, initially they give you 90 days to make a sale. And if you don't make one sale in 90 days, and I think this changed. I think it used to be 3 and then they lowered it to 1, or it used to be 1 and then they upped it to 3. But they basically give you a 90-day period in order to generate some type of activity. Nice, fantastic. So yeah, so here's some feedback. So basically, they applied for the Amazon Influencer Program, and in 5 minutes, basically, we mentioned it here earlier in the stream. They applied, 5 minutes, they got it back. They got approved for the program. So Mini Scenes GB, you said you wish you knew what the criteria was. I dropped the link in here a little bit earlier. You can scroll up for that, or if you just go and you just Google for Amazon Affiliate Program, then in that particular case, you say you've made loads of sales. Yeah, so then you're good there. But yeah, so for that, like they got approved right away, and I'm not sure with the channel. Hold on, I'm gonna look for it here on the YouTube side. Okay, yeah, I can't find it right now. But yeah, so yeah, if you're trying to get into that, then in that case, that door is definitely open. Program. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take a few minutes here. And if anybody here has any questions, I'm just going to randomly answer these out of chat because I know we've talked about like a handful of things here. So if anybody has any questions about any of the stuff that I've mentioned today so far, just let me know in the chat, and then I'll add any clarity to anything that I can here. So I've made loads of sales. I have nearly 3,000 subs and around 50,000 views a month and growing. Fantastic. Yeah, love that. Absolutely love that. Got approved right away during the stream as well. Fantastic. So you say that you'll keep trying. So did you try to get approved and they denied you? Is that what happened? Yeah, and it's helpful also if you have a question. If you have a question, putting a Q in front of it is definitely helpful because it helps me identify that it's a question. Let's see here. Thank you, Nick. I've been doing it all wrong. I thought it was just watch time and views equal sponsorship. Well, watch time and views, like watch time and getting people to click equals views, average view counts. And of course, a nice looking channel, an engaged community, all of those things equal sponsorships. And also being niche down because like, for example, like if you are, like if you have a channel, it's just all scattered, just a bunch of stuff, unless your community is hyper engaged, it's going to be really difficult to, work with some companies because like, let's say that you have a channel, like let's say you're a lifestyle channel and let's say you have like your family vlog that you do, and then you have some like home decorating stuff that you do, and then you have some makeup stuff that you do and so on. In that particular case, it's a little bit harder to kind of squeeze products into that compared to like if you have a YouTube channel teaching people how to, make stuff out of yarn, right? Then in that particular case, it's a totally different thing because the only people watching your videos when you're teaching people how to do stuff with yarn is people that are doing stuff with yarn, right? So then every person that's interacting with that content, or almost every person, is a candidate for whatever a sponsor might, have available there. How do you get monetized faster when you're a shorts channel? Make excellent shorts. I know it's not what you want to hear, but make excellent shorts. So some of the things that we talked about here in terms of like affiliate marketing, things like that, you can technically do it with shorts if you wanted to by doing like quick reviews and things like that. But the difference when it comes to long form content and shorts is a little bit more of a challenge to even get to the description in the first place. Like I've talked about shorts with people content creators that didn't even know that you could access a description in shorts. So, so because of that, like, it's just not as, the awareness isn't there yet, in terms of, that being the things so you're going to have to be very explicit on letting people know, like, hey, if you want to try this out for yourself, I've got a link in the description. You can click into that right here. And then give them enough time at the end of the short in order to click there. But the downside is with shorts, the whole looping thing and all of that, because you're trying to get that extra watch time and that whole mess. So because of that, for those people, it can impact the performance of the short as well. Because not only are they not continuing to watch shorts, but they're leaving the platform entirely to go, to go and check out whatever it is that you're recommending. But, having long form content down the road, you don't have to do it now. Like you can grow the channel in shorts and then down the road, start, having some type of long form strategy. So that you can, monetize through some of the things that we're talking about is definitely something to consider. So Amazon influencer and Amazon affiliate are different because like, okay, if you're an Amazon affiliate, then you could just be like a blogger, for example. If you're a blogger, let's say you have some traffic coming into your blog or you have some type of, other, like web service of some kind, then in that case, you would just sign up as an affiliate because you're not an influencer in any way. But if you're making videos for YouTube or you're making videos for TikTok or, something else, and you have a following of some kind, then in that case, they look at you like an influencer, which then opens you up for the influencer program. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, like I would try like a couple of things to think about is one, I would definitely, just like make sure like the location, like I'm not sure like where you're located on the planet, but just making sure that, that you're fine there. Since you've been turned down 4 times, another thing to consider is just reaching out to them with like some channel stats. Cause you said, you got like 3,000 subscribers on the channel and just like writing, like their support and email. Hey, I'm trying to get into the Amazon influencer program. I've got 3,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel and I'm driving, X amount of views. All of the other things that I promote as an affiliate, I'm doing great at. Maybe even include some screenshots if you want of sales that you're already driving and say, like, hey, I'm just, I'm trying to get in here so I can, so I can also, bring more attention to the products on your site as well. And I would, like to request like a, an additional review or a manual review of some kind, however you want to word it. And try to take that approach and even let them know, trying to do it once a month and see, if you can kind of squeeze in that way. But, I know geographical locations and things like that can also make a difference. How do you get the YouTube bottom, that mine goal? The YouTube button. Yeah, so with that, it comes down to creating content over time that adds value to other people. Value is interpreted in different ways, right? From, from different ways. So like, for example, on my channel, it's more educational content, educational mixed with like, motivational and resources. So, with my content, like that's the value that I offer. But like a comedy channel, they offer, the escape, right? So like in that particular case, the value people get from like a comedy channel is like they go there and it can be uplifting for them, can help them escape from all the other, troubles and stresses that they're having in their lives. And that's the value. For like a crafting channel, they're teaching people how to do stuff, but that can also be like an escape type of thing. Travel channels, total escape, where, people are like, hey, I would love to go there, but I can't because of X, Y, Z. So I'm just going to kind of live vicariously through some of these travel channels, that kind of stuff. But, people interpret value in different ways. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, learning how to make content that people respond to. I know this is an extremely vague answer, but like it comes down to learning how to make content that people respond to, which comes down to learning how to make thumbnails that will help people recognize that your content's something that they care about, learning how to make titles that will inform them and compel them to click. And then once they come into the video content, creating an excellent experience for them by creating a hook of some kind that informs them what's going to be going on in the video or creates some type of curiosity about what's going to be going on in the video. But basically you set up the video in the beginning, and then as they start going through the content, you deliver on whatever it is that you're promising from the outside and whatever it is that you are, building up in the very beginning of the video. And then over time, you learn how to fine tune that process to create, just better and better videos for the people that are interacting with your content while adding that value. And over time, people, will respond better as you get better at the thing. And then, you'll end up with the play button. Star Wars Nerd says we've been denied monetization through YouTube for over a year for reused content. 90% of what we do is talking head though, no strikes, and everything fair use and value add. The fair use side, that's the problem. So like, if you're mostly talking head though, I'm actually surprised. So one thing that you might want to try, and this is going to sound kind of weird, and you're going to be like, man, I really don't want to do that because we have the content we're already doing. But for like 90 days, like whatever the period is between when you last applied and the next time you can apply, just make all 100% original content, just talking about Star Wars, even if the videos aren't going to do great. And I know this isn't what you want to hear, but if you're trying to get into the partner program and the thing that they're getting you for is the, reuse content, like you need to be you should be as original as you possibly can for that next thing, for that next review. And then once you're in, then go back to, mixing things up like you're currently doing. How can I monetize a fitness channel? I got 961 on the road to 1K. Today marks 1 year of me being on YouTube. High five and fist bump to you. Congratulations for your first year, your YouTube birthday. So when it comes to monetizing a fitness channel, you can monetize it through, if I remember right, you were the young person that's in here. I think you are 14 right now. But your parents can sign you up for affiliate stuff to where you can make money through that. You can offer at your age, I'm not exactly sure how this would play out in terms of offering like services to others your age. You're going to have to wait until you get over 18 to do that. But once you get over 18, then you can, offer consulting calls and things like that to help people with their fitness. You can do like customized like meal plans for people, those sorts of things. I would start there, basically like affiliate stuff, and then anything you can come up with on your own in terms of, customized meal plans and that kind of stuff. Actually, no, because you can't do the customized meal plans and the coaching stuff until you're 18. So yeah, so I would have your parents do the affiliate stuff, and then I would try to go that route right now. And then of course on platform. So, YouTube making money through ads is also definitely a thing. And, a lot of people dump on YouTube ads, but you can make a substantial amount of money with YouTube ads as well if you're getting a lot of views. But if you deploy, this is a heads up for those of you that are getting started. If you deploy the stuff that we talk about here, you can make so my monthly view counts, just because I don't put the effort into my channel that I used to. So my monthly view counts are, relatively low, but the revenue generated from, this YouTube channel is more than people that get, I don't know, I would say probably 4 times or 5 times or maybe even more the monthly average view counts, just based on setting up all these things that, that I tell you guys about. So because of that, just keep that stuff in mind. Let's see. Yeah, so that you're gonna have to take it up with YouTube. I recommend that you reach out to @TeamYouTube on Twitter. They'll be able to give you some information there. Yeah, so when it comes to shorts, it's different. So they don't pay that much. You have to get a lot of views in order to make shorts pay off. Like the win with shorts is it doesn't take a lot of effort. When you put in effort to shorts, then in that case, it can cause them to do better, but it's not always a guarantee. I actually just did one experiment. It's not definitive because we just did the one, piece of content. But like on the StreamYard channel, they're just putting up some repurposed content and that stuff's doing pretty good. And I was like, hey, let me make something custom. Granted, it's a pretty niche thing. It's like, hey, if you're a live streamer, YouTube just put out this analytics. So basically they have to be a live streamer for it to resonate, and they have to be a YouTube live streamer, and they have to care about, that particular analytic for it to, even resonate. But that particular piece of content, it didn't perform well against just like general repurposed content cut out of live streams. But when it comes to shorts, though, the advantage is it doesn't take a ton of effort. But the downside is, even when you get a lot of views, you don't make, a lot of money in comparison to long form. Best recommendations for podcast channels. So if you have a channel where you're doing podcasts, then in that particular case, make sure that you always, like if you're having conversations with buddies, then in that case, make sure that you're optimizing, around like a singular topic. And then also, any other conversations that you have, making little clips of those and then putting them out. And if you're a channel that interviews people, in that case, always optimize around the topic, not around the guest, unless the guest is like super famous. And by famous, I don't mean that they're like, that they've got like 1 million subscribers on YouTube. By famous, I mean like Elon Musk or somebody that like a large amount of the population knows about. Because the whole idea there is you have to decide, if you have guests on, you have to decide like, okay, if I'm going to optimize this for the highest amount of exposure, is there more people that know this person, or is there more people that would be interested in this topic that we're talking about? And then you optimize for whichever one it is. So in most cases, it's going to be the topic, but in some cases, it's the person. So this is helpful. So the question here is from All Tech Nonstop. They say, should thumbnails be similar to so that they are easily recognizable to your subscribers? This is helpful. However, you don't want to make your thumbnails the same for the sake of them being the same without first learning how to make them effective. So the whole idea there is, when you are putting thumbnails together, if you dedicate to branding first, then that branding could not be the most effective thing that you could be doing. And because of that, it will limit your ability to perform on the platform. However, if you're like, okay, I'm just going to test all kinds of different stuff with my thumbnails and see what people respond to the most with my thumbnails, titles, and topics, then in that case, you figure out what's the most effective. And then you say, okay, what can I do here to make it stand out to people to where they know it's mine? In some cases, that can be just like a little thing down in the corner, like a little icon of some kind, letting them know it's the channel. In other cases, it's a stylistic thing in terms of just a color treatment that they put on the photo. Other cases, it'll be the creator, right? It'll be your face or something. Like that's what I do, is I just put my face in the thumbnail, and that's, my version of that. And even with that, I still lean on effectiveness. So when I'm testing my thumbnails, what I'll do is if like I'll test a thumbnail that doesn't have my face on it. And then if that one ends up doing better, then I leave it. Like, I'm not married to having my face in the thumbnail. Like, what I want is I want people to see the, content and respond to it. And I don't care if my face is in it or not, but for the people that already know me and have already watched my content, it helps them, identify that it's, that it's mine. Okay, we did that one already. That one. Okay, YouTube shows the best time to post and live stream. Does this also apply to shorts? So I would still do that with shorts as well. Yeah, I would still put the shorts out, at the time that, your audience is online. So shorts is a whole different beast as it relates to that, but I would still, publish at that time that people that are on YouTube that are into your content are the most likely to see your content so that they can interact with it. Looking for questions here. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, you're in a good position when this happens. Says I barely had 100 subscribers, had 2 companies send me stuff, still less than 1,000, and have 2 items on their way to me now from 2 different companies. How do they find me? So what they do is they'll just hop into YouTube search and they'll start looking for topics around, like they'll start looking for the topics that the people that buy their products are interested in. And then they will find you in like YouTube search, or, if they watch other channels like yours, because that's what their audience is into, then, YouTube could have just recommended you to them anyway. And so they, you got on their radar. But, a lot of times they'll just go to YouTube search and they'll look for people that way. Let's see here. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Jerry's like, yeah, people won't even click into the comments on shorts typically. Yeah. Does long form content help with live streaming? Focus Gaming channel. Long form is a gaming podcast. So when it comes to long form content on your channel and streaming content and all that, so as long as what you're doing is in alignment with the people that you're trying to reach, then you're fine. The problem happens is, like, let's say that you just do like Let's Plays and you grow like your entire channel on Let's Plays. And then you have like a podcast where you're like talking about games, but let's say you're not, like the best podcaster, so to speak, or maybe the guests that you're bringing on or the people you're having conversations with, maybe people like got to love you through the Let's Plays, but they don't really care much for the, people that you're having your conversations with. Then in that case, it could cause those to underperform. Another thing that can happen is when you are doing like long form, like podcasts and things like that, is the timestamp, right? So the timestamp can work against you in some cases there as well, because like when it comes to like a 10-minute video, everybody can spare 10 minutes, right? Like if you're having coffee or something, or, you're just chilling, doing something. But when it comes to like an hour or 2 hours, like this stream, we've been going for like 2 hours and 16 minutes. So that length of time makes this content just not accessible for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't have 2 hours to kick around. Looking for more questions. How do you balance keywords and titles versus some curiosity / mystery in the title? It's a great question. So when it comes to keywords in your title mixed with curiosity, the very first thing I would do is, and this is going to sound crazy, is I'd hop on like Chat GPT. And I would say, write 20 titles that include this keyword that would also invoke some type of curiosity. If possible, make the title 52 characters or less, and just put that prompt in there and see what it comes up with. Like I'm using Chat GPT, I'm using Tube Spanner, and I'm using Tube Buddy for title inspiration, because everything gives me different results. So like with Tube Spanner, it'll give me like a list of what they recommend. Tube Buddy will give me a list of what they recommend, and then Chat GPT will give me the list of its ideas, and then I'll take that mixed with my own thoughts, and then I'll be like, oh, I didn't think about that word. That's a super impact word, so I'm going to take that word and I'm going to add it to my title because it's it's something that's impactful. So I would do that to workshop, and then from there, hopefully that will lead you in a good direction. But basically, in a nutshell, what you want to think about is like the keywords are helpful for helping people identify, like not just for YouTube and search and all that, but it's also helpful for the people that are interacting with the platform to help them identify that your content's about that thing, right? So because of that, you can do like let me just look at your channel real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can find you here in the chat real quick. Go to channel. Solo camping in a harsh environment. I'm just looking at one of your titles here real quick. Okay, so you have solo camping in a harsh environment, Pharaoh rod fire, bar, sleeping on rocks. So I would definitely simplify that. I would simplify the titles a little bit, because it looks like you're trying to get a lot of information into one title. I would just simplify them and just make it to where, maybe solo camping in a harsh environment, and then bar, and then, the Pharaoh rod fire, if that's like your keyword or whatever that you're going after. Like I would do that instead of having the additional thing in there about, sleeping on rocks, unless of course the rocks thing is some type of, outdoorsy equipment or something like that. But yeah, like in that case, I would definitely start using some of the AI tools, like, like that sort of thing. Like, as creatives, when it comes to some of these AI tools, we look at that stuff and we're like, yeah, well, like I don't want AI to write my scripts for me. Right. Is what a lot of people say, but it's like, well, it doesn't have to write your script, but man, it can give you a great starting point with your script. Right. Or people are like, oh, I'm not going to let just AI, just write my titles. You don't have to, but by just using some of those tools, it can, just be like, oh, I didn't think to present it in that way. I was thinking of it over here, but now that, that these things are, recommending this, maybe I should, kind of frame it that way instead. But one thing, just a power tip for you, is when you are thinking of your video ideas, think of your titles and thumbnails at that point. Don't make your video and then think, oh, how am I gonna frame this? Instead, come up with your thumbnail idea. You don't have to, make the actual thumbnail, but come up with the idea of the thumbnail. Like, this is how I'm going to present this, and then come up with the title. And then from there, be like, okay, this is what I'm going to roll with. So since this is what I'm going to roll with, now when I start my video and when I'm even putting the video together, I'm going to make sure that it matches what I'm presenting here on the outside. And by doing that, not only is it going to like help you make better videos, but it's going to help you increase your audience retention, because every person that clicks on that video is going to get exactly what it is that they're expecting from it based on how you presented, on how you're presenting it from the outside, to where you're not having to like shoehorn, an idea in there, because the video is already made. Thank you, Jake. Super appreciate it. My question is this: I've never done podcasting, and streams are perfect for this. Yeah, they are. Yeah, streams are good, for putting a podcast together. The only downside of a live stream, like, it can work for you or against you. But the downside of a live stream is that, like if you're doing a podcast, is that you are doing it like in public. So because of that, if you're like, you know what, I said that wrong, let me say it again to make it, a little bit more concise, or to make it make a little bit better sense or whatever, it kind of removes that opportunity. I mean, technically you still could, but it just kind of removes that opportunity, and then everything is just kind of raw, which is fine. Fine. Like, if that's how you want to present it, it's totally fine. But it does come with that limitation. Super Chris Hunter, thank you for the super chat, says, what are some ways that you'd monetize a YouTube channel that YouTube will not approve for AdSense, but is still something that you'd want to keep doing? Great question. So I would apply all of the ways that content creators typically monetize. That is affiliate marketing. That is offering premium content through like a Uscreen at uscreen.tv, or uscreen.com. I think they have that now too. But basically, affiliate marketing, offering premium content through something like Uscreen, especially if they're not monetizing you because of the nature of your content. Like if you talk about controversial things, depending on what you talk about, you have digital products like courses and, that kind of stuff, anything you can make that people can download, physical products, providing services based on your skill sets, if that applies to your content, merchandise. You can set up a free Spreadshop store. All you have to do there is you set up the store on Spreadshop, and then you upload designs into it. You can make those designs in like any of the online graphic softwares. You can make it in any graphics app, and then just upload them into Spreadshop there. And then if somebody purchases one of your pieces of merch, then you make a commission there. Crowdfunding through like Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Sponsorships, of course, can still be done even if your content isn't monetized. And then depending on exactly what it is that you're doing, you can also, license your actual content through services like Jelly, Smack, and like Spotter, for example. How long did it take you to start getting a consistent live stream audience? This is a good question. So for me, my very first live stream on this channel was a live stream of me making a YouTube thumbnail. During that live stream, it was a ghost town, and then I suddenly had like 2 people come into it. I was super excited. And I had those 2 people come in, and I had like a little bit of banter, back and forth from them. And then that was it. And then after that, because my purpose of that live stream was to do the stream so that I could learn how the process worked so that I could make a video about it. And so I chose to do the thumbnail tutorial for that. But after that stream, I didn't stream again until I hit like, I think I had 12,000 subscribers at the time. But the whole thing that got that live streaming ball rolling was I was on a call with Brian G. Johnson. No, I wasn't on a call. I was doing something else. Then Brian G hit me up, Brian G. Johnson, and he was like, hey, man, YouTube just dropped this feature for mobile live streaming where you can live stream on your mobile phone. That's how long I've been on YouTube, right? But they're like, yeah, you know, I just dropped, or he was like, yeah, they just dropped this feature. Do you have it yet? And I opened up my phone. I was like, oh, I do. And I was like, hey, man, I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm going to go in the other room and test it out. So I went in the other room, went live, and I ended up staying live for like 3 hours. It was fantastic. That was my first time. I know a lot of you know Roberto Blake. So that was my first time. I'll call him the man, the legend, Roberto Blake. That was my first time, like, you know, with real interactions with Roberto. I had a lot of people come in there because typically when YouTube drops new features, the people that are using them, they usually get the biggest benefit because YouTube is wanting to prioritize those features so more people use them. That's why when people first started making shorts, when that came out, those channels just exploded very quickly because there wasn't a lot of, you know, content on the platform in the first place. So they were being shown to a lot of people. Plus they were getting that priority because it was a new feature. Same thing with that live stream. So I was like one of, you know, I would say, you know, within the first 24 hours of people using that feature. And in that particular stream, I got like a bunch of people in there and I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. And then after that, I started live streaming on a regular basis. I was like, hey, this live streaming thing is pretty awesome. And I started streaming on a regular basis. Let's see here. Looking for the questions here. I edited one of my gaming. Okay, let's see here. YouTube analytics shows the best time to post and live stream. Does this also? Okay, yeah, we did that one already. Okay, can be affiliated with something that's not hurt a channel but reduce it slightly since the product is different from what the channel does. Example would be an art channel talking about Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, you can do that kind of stuff, but the thing is you know, like, are you like, if it's a sponsorship, then in that particular case, you know, they're just trying to spread awareness. When they work with channels that are not like a perfect fit, they're just spreading awareness. They're going for like a mass campaign. So like, you know, some people do that. But as an affiliate, you don't want to do that. As an affiliate, you will get higher conversions, meaning the amount of people that actually click on that link and then do make a purchase, that number will be higher if it's relevant to the content that you're making. If the products you're bringing attention to are relevant to the audience that you're in front of, then you'll do better. This is a good question. I'm not sure. So when it comes to this, I think you do. Yeah, it's been a while since I've signed up for that. So I'm pretty sure you still have to apply for the influencer program because it is, I believe it's a separate thing. But when you're connected though, like once you're accepted, it's all merged together. So, you know, like you still have your main Amazon account where you do shopping and all that stuff, but then you can also promote stuff as an affiliate and you also have the influencer program. But another bonus for those of you that are, you know, trying to get into the Amazon influencer program, in addition to, you know, like putting together your store and, you know, stuff like that, you can also, like, anytime you buy something, you can make like just little videos about it and you can upload those videos and then you can also generate money from that too on Amazon. So how that works, and I was just playing around. I was like, hey, I've got these. Let me just, you know, upload them. And I made just like a few videos. And those videos that I put up there, I think they've made, let's see here, I think maybe like, you know, $100 or $200 or something like that so far. And it's been like 3 or 4 videos up there. And it was all stuff done with my phone, like low effort, took like no time to put together. My girlfriend actually edited like 2 of them, I think, on her phone. But that's just like an extra, you know, revenue stream that you can tap into there. If you do that aggressively, you can make a lot of money in just that part of Amazon. Oh, you're in the UK. Yeah, you should be fine then. You're looking for any questions, looking for those cues. Okay, question. Out of the topic, if allowed. First, thank you very much, Nick, for all the and all the team. My question concerns the membership side of YouTube. Can I use copyrighted material in my videos there? No. So, I mean, technically, if it falls under fair use, then yeah. But like when it comes to, using copyrighted material in any capacity, just understand that it is, a risk. And, that also applies to your membership side. So like, for example, like if you get a copyright strike, then in that particular case, like it can actually cause you to lose your channel memberships. So you got to be really careful with using copyright protected material, and you have to be 100% certain that the way that you're putting it together can be seen as fair use. Flight from Reality, thank you for the super chat. Says, what are the limits of a niche? My channel is about history, politics, culture, etc. Channels that inspire the content are Ryan Chapman and Big Think. Can that niche work, or is it too broad? Yeah. So history, politics, culture, those things kind of fall under the same umbrella, right? So because of that, like, I think you'll be okay. But one thing I would definitely pay attention to is like, if you are here, let me scroll down, see if I can actually find this. I can pin it. There we go. If you are publishing content to your channel that is, you have one, pillar of content that's history, another one that's politics, another one that's culture, right? Just use those as an example. One thing I would start paying very close attention to, and you can use your grouping feature for this. So I have a short on my channel, easy to find because I don't have a lot of shorts, but I have one short on my channel that actually shows you how to get into this grouping feature that I'm talking about if you're not familiar with it already. But as you publish videos, go into your grouping feature and create a category or a folder or a group that is, one of them is history, one of them is politics, one of them is culture, and then one of them is like, whatever the other stuff is that you do. Basically make a group for each one. And then go in and start comparing the content types together. So you make the groups and then you add videos to those groups. So like all your history videos would go into one, group, all of your politics videos would go into another group, and so on. And then what you can do is you go into your advanced mode of your analytics, go into your grouping. Once you're in your grouping, then you would click into, like, let's say your history group. And then over on the far right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see a little option that says compare to. And then you click compare to, and then you go and you pick the politics group. And then what you're going to see is you're going to be able to see a direct comparison with them. And you're going to be able to see, like, okay, well, when it comes to subscribers driven, it looks like this history content, has a higher, view to subscriber ratio. When it comes to, CPMs, then maybe, the politics, especially if it's, during, a political season or like an election season, then it's like, okay, well, maybe these politic videos have like a higher CPM. And then basically based on whatever it is that you're trying to do with the channel, you use that information to decide on what to do more of and what to do less on or less of based on what it is that you're trying to do. So for example, if you're like, hey, I'm trying to generate more ad revenue, therefore I have proof here that all of these political videos drive more ad revenue. So because of that, I need to make sure that I'm putting out at least X amount of, political videos over like a 90-day period so I can make sure that I'm filling that need, for the financial goals of the channel. When it comes to channel growth, let's say that it's history content that typically grows the channel. Then in that case, if you're like, okay, now, we need to make sure that as part of our content strategy that we're putting out, enough political videos to fill the pockets, and then put out the enough history content to, to make sure that we're, that we have like a nice, healthy, channel growth as well. And then you basically, use that information to decide on what to prioritize and what not to, based on whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish with the channel. So in that case, I think that history, politics, culture, there's a lot of crossover there. But I think that once you start tapping into politics, I think that you will start causing probably a lot of the people that are into history and culture to probably tap out, maybe depending on your perspective and what exactly it is that you're doing with the politics. Because when it comes to history, you don't have to have like strong opinions you don't have to with politics either. But like when it comes to history, you can just be into history and just enjoy like learning about, things that have happened. However, when it comes to politics, we all know the state of, how divided everybody is and all that stuff on all of those things right now. So because of that, the political content on the channel could drive away. This is why using a grouping feature is going to give you insights into, this stuff, but it could drive away people that are coming in from the history content. So other things that you can do, I actually put out a TikTok about this today. If you follow me on TikTok, one of the things that you can do is you can also go in and you can look, and you can do this in your grouping as well. But you can add one metric called subscribers lost. And then you can see like how many subscribers am I losing when I publish this content, and balancing that with the subscribers come in and things like that. You can use all of that data to just get an idea on, what the best path is for you based on whatever it is that you're trying to, accomplish with the channel. So long way to say that what it is that you're doing is fine. But I think that the political side, just based on the nature of that right now, depending on exactly how it is that you're talking about it, that could end up driving people away that are subscribing for the culture in the history content. So, so just keep that in mind. You talk about YouTube banning. So YouTube doesn't ban channels. One thing that they do is they have they will remove ad revenue from showing on, or ads from showing on certain channels. So like if a channel is very, controversial and they're talking about things that are just not ad friendly, then in that case, YouTube will, not show ads on those videos. In terms of YouTube banning content, they will limit some content. Like if it's, talking about like violence, or if it's talking about, like firearms and things like that, then it can cause, some limitations. But in terms of like channel banning, a lot of people, and I don't mean this is your case, but I'm just being transparent with you here since you asked the question. A lot of people who think YouTube is shadow banning them, or YouTube is banning them, or holding their channel back in some way, they usually blame YouTube for it because they're making some type of like controversial content. But in reality, the problem isn't that they're making the controversial content, because the controversial content still thrives on YouTube. There's still channels that talk about all kinds of crazy stuff and they still do awesome. The real problem is that you're talking about those things, and I'm not saying you, but in some cases, people are talking about those things. And since they're talking about those things, they think that their channel isn't doing well because they're talking about those things, when in reality, they haven't learned how to get people to respond well to what it is that they're doing. So they haven't learned how to get people to click. They haven't learned how to create like a good viewer experience. They haven't learned how to do all of those things. And because of that, they'll blame YouTube, and they'll be like, oh, well, YouTube's banning me, or YouTube's holding my content back. When in reality, it's just the creator, just like any other channel, the creator, just hasn't learned those skill sets yet in order to make the channel do well. So because of that, people will blame YouTube based on the content that they are choosing to make. But in reality, it's just that the content creator themselves, they haven't learned how to do the stuff yet. Let's see here. Hey, Dress Show Vibes, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. I'm actually in the process of making one. Yeah, my first thing that I'm putting out is going to be a thing on making money from your YouTube channel, and then after that, then I'm getting into those types of things. So basically, I'm creating a thing called Tuber School, and with that, I'm going to flush it out over time. I'm going to flush it out with all of that stuff. All right. So I've been going here for like 2.5 hours. So everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. Hopefully you got some type of, value out of the stream today. If you did, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. In addition to that, so, if you are somebody that is trying to monetize what it is that you're doing, just remember that, most content can be monetized. It just comes down to like your, creativity on exactly how you're going to do it. And of course, numbers matter. So like if you're not getting many views right now, like, getting some monetization things in place for when you do start getting views is important. However, make sure you're focusing your efforts. Like if you're like, hey, I'm trying to use my YouTube channel to generate, revenue, or I'm trying to generate revenue for it so that I can just do this, right? Then in that particular case, just make sure that you are focusing as a priority, learning how to get people to respond well to the content in terms of like coming up with good topics, learning how to make thumbnails that help people identify that your content's something that they care about. And of course, learning how to, write, effective, compelling titles. So on that note, Thank you everybody so much for hanging out and have an awesome rest of your weekend. And my brother D and I are going to be streaming here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. So make sure that you check that out. And since we did talk about monetization today, just as a reminder, I also have a bunch of stuff down in the description for you as well, just helpful tools and resources. So if you've never been down to my description before, make sure that you check that stuff out as well. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.